Yo, yo, yo. We should be live. Can you confirm that you can hear me? I've got chat up. Might not be able to see me well because I've got a mount on the laptops. We should be live. Right, I'm just muting up my phone. Right, okay. No, can't hear you. Yes, I can hear you. I think Swindon's trolling. We might need some moderators today. Hey! Rusty Russ Repairs has become a member. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Really appreciate it. You've been desperate to become a member for ages. Right, okay, so as you can see, I've got a big pile of laptops here. I don't know if I can show you them all or not on the desk. 7th stream already. I don't actually know how many I've got here. I'm just going to do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 laptops. So these ones are all kindly donated to my channel, and I don't know what's wrong with them. Some of them could have been working, some of them might have various faults on there, so I'm hoping just to go through them and test them one at a time to get an idea of which ones are faulty and if I can get any content out of these. I'm hoping that they've all got interesting faults on them. Let's see who we've got in the chat then before we start. In fact, let me move these out the way first while everyone joins, and then yeah, we'll go from there. 1 second. I'll try and make some space. We've got a good mixture here. I can show you some of them now. That looks like an Acer Nitro, some Omen gaming laptop, an MSI gaming laptop, an old HP. This one got just a motherboard in there, a Lenovo. Right, let's see who we've got in the chat then before we start. So Daniel Rock, he's got the badge for being first. Kevin J, F1 Labs, how you doing? DJ Rusty Russ, of course. DJ's on both accounts. Alexandro, Claw Slug, how you doing? Chris F is here. He's always here. Alexandro, we've already mentioned you. Everyone's here in force. I Squish Worms, how are you doing, mate? LD Tech Pro, can we help? What's this saying? Alexandro, more interesting ones at the end of the pile. Yeah, could be so. We'll have to get to them. I might need your help diagnosing these, testing them, so if you're available. 14, 6 hours to fix each. Well, I'm not intending to fix them on this stream at the moment. I just want to diagnose them and see, you know, if any of them are working or not. Grandpa's Bench, hi. I think I missed you in the chat last time, so I apologise for that. Oh, Gears are here as well. How are you doing? Newbie, 8-bit repair. Chris is here. I enjoyed your stream, Chris, but I didn't manage to get all of it because different time zones. Repair. Hit the like button. Thanks, iSquish. Appreciate that. SIE Tech. At least 3 to 4 of this stack have a PCH CPU defect. Well, I'm hoping so, because we've got some interesting content, and you never know, we might be able to fix them. PCH, reball. But oh, Electro Rep's here as well. How are you doing? Right, let me just adjust a few things, because I was trying to get a how many people are watching on my little camera here, but it's just off the screen. So let me just see if I can adjust that. Bear with. Ooh, 18. Crikey. $18 people watching, so I appreciate you guys. Hopefully might be interesting. Trousers, no, I don't have any alerts set up. So, seeing as everybody's here, 19 now. Okay, I can see it going up, that's good, that's working. What I want to do then is just see if I can get any of these booted into BIOS. 14 units, is that 14 bins? Great. Well, 14 bins needed. Yeah, I've got a big bin. So some of these don't have screens, by the way, in them, but we might be able to test the motherboard without the screens. And I do have a HDMI cable, so we can check the output on the HDMI, see if they're working. 18 and no pressure. Okay. So should we start with this one? Lenovo. Looks pretty clean, this one. By the way, I'll also show you a few things. I've got this. I don't know if anybody knows what this is. Anybody recognise this? This is going to come in handy for the ones that don't have any screen on there. Chris F has the flashy bin. Yeah. He's got my special icon. Yeah, I've got a few special icons, emojis that I've set up. A lot of value in selling for spares. Yeah, well, the value to me is just learning. So I'm hoping some of these have got interesting faults. Even if they can't be fixed, it's just a learning experience. It's not a USB killer. I definitely don't want to be plugging that into it. Gear saying one of the best tools there are for USB. Yeah, so Gear knows what it is. Seen it on the video from this morning. Yeah, I showed it briefly just because it come in, but basically what this does is you plug it into your USB port and it comes on when 5V power is present on there with an LED, and it will also show you the data on there. So if you're getting PCH CPU communication, this will light up and show activity. So similar to if the laptop is on and you're using the caps lock and you can turn the caps lock on and off, that's another good indicator that the board's working, even if you don't have a display. Yeah, we haven't got the peg command. I need to set up some commands. Yeah, it's a valuable tool, but I've not used it yet, so hopefully I'll get a chance to use it. What if the LED on that... What if the LED is broken on the board? Yeah, it's brand new, so I'm hoping it's not broken. But obviously it won't work if it's broken. Right, so this one... Let me just have a look at the... It has been opened, you can see. It's coming apart. It's a Lenovo laptop, but it's got the round pin plug in here. So I'm hoping that in my box I'll have the right cable for it. And I think I've got my bench power supply hooked up, so you're going to be able to see it. And if I've got any USB ones, hopefully you're also able to see them as well. So I'm going to hook that up to my laptop, to my power supply. and then these ends I can use here. In fact, actually, I made this cable. I'm going to use this one because it's got the right plug on it. Here we go. Get that one out of the way. Chipmunk, where can you buy it? I found it on eBay. I think it was an international seller because I'm in the UK. I couldn't find it. But yeah, I don't know if I can post a link or not because it was just a single item on eBay. But I'll have a look. If I can, I'll post the link later. Jean Mark, how are you doing? Zola Bud. Right, okay. Let me find the right pin for this charging port. Round pin. So I've got so many, it's the only problem. Too big. Too big. It's not the HP one, is it? No. Alright, I think it might be this one. No, it's not. Right, it's smaller than that one. I'm under the pressure now doing this live. Let's have a look. If anybody knows which one it's going to be. Imagine none of those. There we go. I got it. Looks like it's this one. Lovely. I think we're going to be needing a lot of these adapters today. Right. We put that to the side then. No pressure here, here to learn as well. Yeah. No ID pin, so maybe you can use the probes. Normally yellow tip is slightly stepped at the end sometimes. I'll show you up close which one I've got. It looks like this. Right, okay. I'm going to set my power supply then for 19 volts. I'll just do 0.5 amps to start with, and we can see if it's drawing any current. Let me just make sure my power supply display is working. No, it's not. Give me a second. Why isn't that working? There's a lot of power adapters here, one to fit every hole. Output. Just going to have to restart the software for my power supply. Bear with, bear with. Here we go. I think we're working. Just need to adjust something. Give me 1 second, because this is important that we can see this together. Right, can we see the power supply now? Let me get my chat back. Hey man, computer repair school. How are you doing? If anybody's joined, I've got a bunch of laptops and I'm just about to test them all. I can see we've got 25 people now online, so yeah, this is going to be the first one. I'm just going to work through them one by one. So let's plug this in and let's check up in here the power supply, see what current draw we're going to get. Okay, so we're drawing 0.12, 12 milliamps. That seems pretty normal. Have we got a light? I don't know if this thing has a charging light on the side. Yes, it does. It's supposed to, let me get that in focus, have a little charging light here, and that's not lighting up. So let's power this on. See if we get any signs of life at all. Now I'm going to have to be a little bit careful just in case any of these devices boot. I don't want to reveal any information from where these came from, any personal information, in case they've got a storage drive still in there. Caps lock. Well, the caps lock I don't think it's going to work because we don't have anything even on the power button, any charging, so to me that's a known sign of life at all. Let me plug my chipmunk in to make sure we've got no 5 volt coming out, but I don't think we've got anything. Yeah, we've got nothing on there at all. So would we agree that that's dead? I think that's pretty dead, that one. I'm not sure what the specs are. I will show you each model number as I go through these. Let me unplug that. This one is a Lenovo V14515AST. Push the BIOS button to check if the keyboard is dead. The BIOS button, is there a little one on the side? It's supposed to have a disk drive in there, by the way. That's missing. I don't think we have a BIOS button in there, unless it's that. I'll show you that. Can't see anything, unless it's on the bottom as well. No, can't see anything. What's Fulcon saying? Hi mate, by the way. On a Lenovo there is also a recessed Novo button on the side of the laptop you can use to boot it, in handy in the case of the keyboard or the power button fault. What's the USB thing you plugged? Oh, computer repair. This is, I'll show you, I've already showed it once but we'll show it again. This is the chipmunk tester by CMI Zapper, and what that does is when you plug it in there it will give you a light to show that 5 volts is present, and then it will also have a data light, and if data's coming on there it shows that you've got communication with your CPU and PCH, so it shows that there's signs of life in the laptop. I've put that to the side and got that because some of these laptops don't actually have displays in them, so it will be useful to test them to see if the motherboard is completely dead. So where's this, what Fulcon was saying, this power switch, power button. So Fulcon fixes a lot of laptops. Bottom left through hole. Bottom left here through the hole. This hole by the headphones in there. Well, yeah, Jean Marc is saying that it should be 2 to 4 amps for the Lenovo to boot up, which I know is true, but when I plug in there, that's my standby voltage. Let's do it again. We're getting 0.12, but my power supply is not even hitting the limit or anything. I've got 5 amps and I think I'd know from my power supply if it was trying to draw too much current and reaching a limit. Hang on, does it respond actually to the power button there? Let me just try that again. So 012, that's that. I thought I seen that jump to 2.5, yeah. Alright, let me increase the current then. I'll put 3 amps on there. So we've got more on there now. We've got up to 3. We press it. Oh, here we go. We have picture. JFix, be careful. Not all the Lenovos have the small BIOS hole. Okay, okay. Let me just catch up with where I left up in the chat. The Lenovo button is inside a hole that looks a bit like the headphones. Yeah, so it is that one that Falcon, that I've seen there, what Falcon's mentioning. You were close to it, yeah. Green LED lights turning on and off means there's activity. Yeah, that's for the chipmunk, so it should be a green colour. I've not used it yet or seen it in action, so hopefully we will on this stream. We can get an understanding on how it works. You need a SIM pin or something to press it. Okay, I do have something somewhere. Here we go. We have this one. Computer Repair School just subscribed. Appreciate you, mate. Thanks for the sub. Right, so I'll put this in. So is that are we saying that's a BIOS reset button? Or are we saying that's just a power on button in case the keyboard's not working? I didn't quite catch that. It works, fixed. We have picture, yeah. But it only lasted for a second. Put in the chipmunk and you should see it work. Yeah, that's a good point. Here we go. By the way, even though that worked, we've still got no charging LED on there. But this laptop feels really light, by the way. I should also mention that. So I don't think it's got a battery in it. But let's plug in the chipmunk. Should we power on again? I'll hold that up. Hopefully you can see that. Let me do that so you can see if we get a display again. Hopefully the light, I'll cup it around there and then you can see if the lights come on. Ready? Watch the power supply current. Ooh, it's not doing anything now. Let me unplug and come back in again. Powering on. There we go. You see that? It only came on for a second and then it switches straight off again. So some Lenovos have the tiny pin. Soft reset, send it. Okay. Pull out the keyboard cable. Use the Lenovo button. Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm not going to get carried away with the repairs on these. I'll try it, but I don't want to break them all open yet because I want to get through them and find the issues on. Each one is going to get. Hang on, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm pushing that in. I can feel the button press. Didn't see anything change on the current. Let me just try again. See, I'm pressing a single click. Nothing's happening now. Hold it down. Keep holding. Nothing's happening. So it was only when I disconnected the power cable, then I'll reconnect it again. And now I'll power on. And there we go, we've got life back again. So it's doing some kind of reset after I remove the power and connect it again. Oh, Latif Said just subscribed as well. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much. Right, let me catch up with the chat. So it enters the BIOS. Okay, so we're saying it should enter the BIOS by pressing that one there. Soft reset sender, I've read that. BIOS reset, yeah. So what I want to do is keep moving on, as I say. all of these laptops, I want to repair them live on stream with people. I've got 20 other Dell laptops and things like that that I want to repair, but I'm going to do videos on this. But this bunch of the 14, did I say? Those ones I want to use just for live streams for repairing, so I've got plenty of content on there. As I say, because I've got so many and I don't know the status of them, I have got some sticky pads, so I'm going to write on what the symptoms are on each one, and depending on how long this takes to go through them all, might be able to have a look at one tonight, see what time it gets to. Good evening, JFix. Ventru, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you joining. Alexandro, sounds like a plan. Yeah, so for Ventru or other people that have just joined, what we're doing is I've got a big stack, 14 laptops. Don't know the status of them. Some of them might have missing parts. I just want to see if any of them are working. If they're already working, there's not really anything to do, but I'm interested to try and repair all these laptops on a live stream. So let's go. What do we know with this one then? This one powers on for a second. And then off again. So what do you think that could be? Should we put a guess on here and then we'll see if it's right? Anybody want to put a guess on there? I'll wait for your guesses to come through and then we'll write a few guesses and we'll see who gets it right. A little bit of fun. So C-Tech notebook repair saying right keyboard faulty. Keyboard faulty. So you think that there's maybe water damage possibly in the keyboard and that's putting a short on the motherboard. So let's write that one down. There you go. You've got keyboard faulty. Anybody else want to put the guess on? So iSquish is saying something to do with the BIOS, is when you remove the power and then reapply it, it tries to power up. Will it boot with no battery? I don't know. As I say, I don't think it's got a battery in there, but I would imagine it would. I don't think it would need a battery to boot. I know some of the more like modern, hang on, my camera's going out of focus here. Let me just see if I can lock the focus. I don't want it tracking all the time. Right, is that in focus? Let me just bring it down a little bit. Don't want that annoying people. And focus in. Sorry guys. Image focus. There we go. I think that's all right. So we've got a couple saying BIOS then. So Worms is saying BIOS. And also who was saying Zolabud is saying BIOS as well. Right, so we've got a keyboard or a BIOS. Anybody thinks it's anything else? Falcon is going with a keyboard as well, so I'm going to add you up there. I wouldn't even know where to start with a guess. Maybe bad RAM. Okay. Don't forget, guys, I don't know the state of these laptops at all. It might not even have RAM in there. So that'll be the mystery. Okay, I'm going to leave it for that one and move on to the next one, if you're happy with that. That's the guesses in. If you want your guesses on the next laptop, get ready. Right, I'm going to bring you over surprise, so bear with me. Oh, we've got a bit of plastic here. That must have come off that laptop. This one's for Andy, because he's just bought a little Chrome computer. Quick removal of the back covers and disconnect keyboard, then boot with Lenovo key would confirm that. Yeah, it might become very obvious when we open it, but if I've got to open 14 laptops, I'm going to have screws everywhere, put them back together. It's going to take a long time. So I'm thinking, let's just blast through them, get an initial fault with a sticker on each one, and I kind of like the surprise of not knowing what it is until we crack it open. But hopefully if we can smash through these, we'll have a look at one. You can choose any of them out of the ones that we've had a look at, which one you prefer me to have a go at. So Grandpa's bench, I would start looking for shorts first. Yeah, we can go through faulting them, and we can look for shorts first once we come to repair them. So if you're happy with this way of doing it, or if you really want me to stick with one laptop, I can try and repair it, but I'd just like to know what's wrong with them all first of all. You have to take the cover off to at least give you an idea of what you're dealing with. Hey, eye testings, yeah, well, there's a mystery there, because as I say, there might not be anything in the laptop, no RAM or anything, so we don't know what we're dealing with. You're right. But this is a Chromebook, and this is a dirty one. In fact, what's that? Is that a screen protector? There we go. I don't like screen protectors. They come off straight away. It's like brand new look now. So what does a Chromebook take to power? Strip it before you decide. Okay. Check them all first. Alright, we're getting mixed opinions, so we're going to go with my idea is just a quick test of them all. I'm going to have to put my autofocus back on so you can see this. This looks like a USB-C, and it's got the DC power symbol on there, so I'm assuming this is just powered by DC. Although, why has that got a battery? Oh, is that just a battery? Oh, that's the power button, yeah. So that's a battery charging button and the power button to click. So we're saying about which laptops won't work without a battery. I'd assume something like this, like a Chromebook. I don't think that one will work without a battery. Now I need a USB-C for this. Let me just see, because I think that's tucked away behind my bench somewhere. Give me 1 second. Alright, I don't even have a USB-C cable plugged into it. That's why. Where's my USB-C cable then? Bear with. We're a USB-C cable down. Is that it? Yep, we found it. USB-C cable. So, let me plug this into my Furnace. Right, so we're looking now at the USB meter in the corner, and we want to see if this negotiates any voltage. Place your bets now, what you think is going to happen. Chromebook bin, I agree, yeah. Why Valcom? Because they're hard to fix or just not worth fixing. Yeah, I mean, a Chromebook's never interested me. It might be interesting to fix, but to own one and use one, I mean, yeah, I prefer like a proper Windows system or a different operating system. Yeah, showmate, your showmate. I have the exact same laptop there, USB-C broken with all solder pins. Alright, so that could be good, because I need to practice some trace repair. So yeah, if this has got all the traces broken, someone's been a bit aggressive on the USB-C. I suppose it's easily done. You got the USB-C cable in, you drop your laptop, and it's game over for the port. Right, we're powering up. Chris F's decided it's going to go up, get some magic smoke. Ooh, nothing. Nothing. Just because I've plugged that in, I'm just going to plug my phone in just to make sure my USB meter is working. No, it's not. Bear with, because I need to just probably reset this, make sure it's working. Oh, here we go. I think we're on now. Yeah, we're drawing current. So my phone's at 5 volts, drawing half an amp, I think. Actually, it's saying USB device not supported. Doesn't like that. No, it's not liking my USB meter. Just give us a second. Technical difficulties. Right, hopefully we're winning now. Just going to need to reset the software. Sorry about this, but we need this working so we can all see. Let me just go into my USB meter a second. Oh dear. Right, why are you not working? Right, sorry about this. I might just have to show you the screen of it. Oh, here you are. You're upside down. Right, let me see if I can tilt this thing the opposite way. Oh dear. Who knows? Right, we'll leave it upside down. We'll have to go with that. It always goes wrong on the live stream. Oh, my camera's not working now. Sorry guys, I'm having problems here. Why is it upside down? Yeah, I don't know. And it's not working. Bin. Right, okay. I tell you what, I'm going to leave the USB ones for a second. I don't know why that's not working, but I don't really want to spend. I can get it sorted, but not quickly on the stream. So let's move on to another laptop. Live stream issues, no problem. Yeah, sorry about that. That's a bit embarrassing. Right, we've pulled out another Lenovo. Should we have another go? Maybe more luck with this one. Who's just joined? Rob. Hello from Canada. Yeah, appreciate you joining, mate. We're just checking some laptops to see if they work. iSquish likes it upside down. Yeah. It's not just upside down though, it's not working. It's not communicating properly and I don't know why. Have you a USB-C tester? C Quinali iBridge A is phenomenal. Yeah, so I've seen that been recommended as well. Is that the one that's the tail insertion tool? Because I do have the mechanic one, this tail insertion meter. But I've seen the Quinali, and if that's how you pronounce it, and it looks good, so I will be getting one of those to have a look at as well. Dave's and Braddon. This is just like Jerry Does Tech. Kidding. What does that mean? Means that I'm no good at laptops. Is it? Right, okay. It's all good, JFix. Let's go with this one then. So let me just press it without connecting anything. Nothing. Is it the same round pin? That looks probably the same. Has got a USB-C as well. Let me try the same one then. And let's look at the current draw. I'm still on and I've got 3 amps on it, so let's go. Any magic smoke? Right, we got 20. I guess that seems pretty normal. Prepared? Yeah, I'm not prepared. To be fair, my USB-C meter did look like it was working, so... JFix, where you from? Dark Demon, thanks for joining, mate. I'm from the UK. Right, pressing the power button now. Keep an eye on the power supply. Nothing's happening. Mechanic brand is cheap but very useful. Who says the opposite? They are so wrong. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of Mechanic brand things. I really like their tweezers that I've got here. And I've got loads of the other things. I was using this one on the last stream, the Mechanic MR6 board holder. Really like that as well. So yeah, I think they're a quality brand, to be fair. I think even my multimeter probes are Mechanic ones as well. Here you go. Yeah, these are Mechanic. Got a bit bent up, but you can replace the tips on them. So what's the situation with this laptop then? Hey, why is the USB? Don't ask why it's upside down. Spelling ruin my joke. He's retracted his messages. Right, so that's not doing anything. Let me hold the power button down. See if it makes any difference. Nothing. Have we got that magic reset button then on the side that we were talking about? We've got no charging indicator in there. You can see where it's supposed to be. If I go over, that should be lit, and that's not. This one looks like it doesn't have it on this side. And this side we have... Oh, wait a minute. Power light? Is that on? No. You can see where there's supposed to be a power light there. That's not on. So yeah, there's no signs of life at all on this one. Same as before. Push that button. Yeah, but I am looking for the button and I can't find it. Can't see anything on there. No, nothing. Let me just disconnect. So we're drawing nothing again. I'll also plug my chipmunk in here just to see if there's any flash of light as it comes on. Oh, you see that? Let me show you that. There we go, you see. Can you see that? We've got the red lights on there. So that red light is indicating USB, it's indicating our 5 volt and the USB power on there. So we actually know that the 5 volt rail is coming up on this laptop. So I'm assuming that means that our main power rail is actually working in this laptop, because we've got the 5 volt power rail, which would be a secondary power rail. So maybe it's just the 3.3 volt that's got the problem, or again, faulty keyboard, faulty power button, because it's not responding to the power button. So that gives us a little clue of using that, which is quite nice. And obviously we don't get the data light on that one because there's no communication, as the laptop's not on CPU PCH communication. Yeah, iSquish is saying it's taking 20 milliamps, so it's definitely going somewhere. and we confirmed by putting that the 5-volt rail is coming on there, no short. Yeah, I think you're right, Rob. So what do we know with this one is that won't power on, and 5-volt present. And I'll put no response to power button. My writing's terrible. So does anybody want to guess? Have a guess and put your guess down on here, so when we come back to it we'll see if we're right. Rob, you've bought a laptop lot. No, I was actually given, very kindly donated these laptops to have a look at, and I actually bought a laptop job lot of 20 laptops which I'm going to use to make videos on. And then just after I bought that one, I was offered these laptops, so I've got another 14. So it's actually good because I've got 14 that I'm going to save for live streams to repair them with chat, and then I've got 20 that I'm going to, you know, do maybe more in detail and do my own videos on those ones. So hang on, Zola Bud is saying RAM or BIOS reset. So let's write that one down. Zola, RAM or BIOS reset. There we go. I'm guessing to Falcon. I have guessing to Falcon, as I've no clue on that one. Falcon is saying BIOS is frozen, disconnect battery, the CMOS battery as well, then reconnect everything. Okay, so Falcon is basically saying BIOS as well, maybe after a BIOS reset, same as Zola. Don't forget, I don't know the condition of these laptops, they might not have memory in them as well. Well, it should be good for many videos, yeah. Hopefully, lots of live streams, and we can all have the enjoyment of repairing these together and hopefully getting a fix. That's the plan, anyway. It's definitely not charging, though, if it has a battery. Now, this one feels heavier, so I would say it's got a battery in this one, but it's not charging. You are a stronger man than me. I just couldn't put it on the bench and take it off without opening the cover. I'm dying to look inside, yeah. I know, but I've got so many, I just want to know which ones, and then I'm going to let chat decide which one you want to have a look at. Car 4, bad power button, okay. Okay, I'm going to put my guess on there as well. So I'm going to go, and I think that the LDO is shorted for the 3.3. That's going to be my guess. Do you stream on Twitch too? No, I'm only just started streaming, so maybe that will be a thing in the future. If I, you know, got people that want to use the Twitch platform, but I have to pay for it. I can do it with Streamlabs that I've got set up, but I have to pay for that. So I'm only going to do it if it's worth it. So yeah, let me put this one to the side and let me bring you another surprise. Here we go. This is the biggest, heaviest one that I've got. This is a old school gaming laptop, by the looks of it, an MSI. What we're saying? The Lenovo button is behind a pinhole with the sort of Omega logo next to it. Oh, okay. Right next to the power LED. LDO shorted usually takes more than 20 milliamps. Yeah, Alexandro, I think you're right. Hey, Symbol Tech, he's just arrived in time. We're just going to go. We just started going through Symbol Tech, so yeah, have a look. By the way, Symbol Tech also has a channel, which is great. If you're not already subscribed, I recommend it. And he wants to actually repair a laptop. So I said to him, while I'm doing these, if there's one that interests him, he can let me know, and I'm going to send one of these, and so he's just going to try and repair it for me. So yeah, he can shout out in chat if he's interested in trying to repair one of these. What's Dark Demon saying? I lost my laptop during a BIOS update. Battery was bad, so only the power, like the PC. Then it turned on after. Then it turned off after and never opened again. So it died in a BIOS update. I know like Windows now is pushing BIOS updates to PCs, forcing the BIOS to update, which isn't a great thing. I've seen a lot of people having like brick laptops. Yeah, he asked me to start later, but I had to get started because I scheduled the stream for 7, so everybody expected me. But I've got a lot to get through, and we've only just started really. I've only looked at 2 laptops so far. One of them doesn't power. One of them powered on for a second and then powered off, and one of them there was no signs of life at all. So this MSI, here's the surprise on this one, has got no screen in there. So potentially this one could be working, but it just doesn't have a screen. But we need to know if it works first of all. I'm happy to get a screen for this laptop if it's not crazy money and we can try it. But this is a beast, this thing. I don't know what's inside it, but it's a proper old school gaming laptop. It weighs a ton. So let's come with our Chipmunk tester, and we'll plug that into the USB port. In fact, we need a power plug. Let's go searching for a power plug for this first. What I/O have we got? We got a full set of audio connectors on there. SD card reader. Look at that. 4 USB 3 ports by the looks of it. This thing's a beast. Here we go on the back. I can see the DC jack here, as well as a full-size Ethernet, a HDMI. Actually, it's even got a USB-C. And that says power on it as well. I can't imagine that's to power the laptop. Maybe it can power other devices while the laptop's off. Display port. And what we got on this side. A couple more USBs and an optical drive. So what plug do we need for this? That's the good question. Let's have a go. It's going to be a big boy. One of these. MSI. Let's have a look. Not quite as big as that one. Does it have a centre pin in there? No. This one, it requires one with the centre pin that goes in there. Let me just catch up with the chat as well while I'm doing this. Dark Demon. Unique chance is to flash the BIOS via a programmer. Yeah, we've got all the tools here as well, so we can definitely do some BIOS flashing if we need to. Carfor's saying, I hate the Windows BIOS update. I had a laptop I was repairing, started the BIOS repair, and of course I had no screen on. So just unplugged it and noticed it won't power on again. Yeah, it's really annoying, I don't think. And I think you can disable it in Windows, but your average consumer isn't going to go disabling that automatic BIOS update, so they're going to get stung with that. Struggling to find the right one for this. Let's have a little go through these. Oh, here we go. I found one. It's this one. Good old charger that one is. Right, where's my power supply then? Right, I'm going to put these in put them away as I'm using them so I don't lose them. Let's stick that out the way. So first of all, let's plug this in around the back and we'll see what we get, should we? Check the power supply in the corner. I've seen it go to 13 and then to 0. I've seen someone saying switch to Linux, yeah. You can use HP or Dell. Center pin not used here, yeah. Okay. Demetrius has just subscribed. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you. That means a lot. Hopefully you're going to find some of these videos interesting. Right. James, how many laptops did you do so far? 2. Only 2. And I've got 14. So you've not missed much. You've got 12 to go through. What's the car for saying? I squish. Remove the SSDs and either leave them unplugged when fixing or replace them with a Linux temporary SSD. Yeah, that'll get around the BIOS problem. They can't do it if the SSD is soldered on the board. Screen looks good, yeah. That looks perfect. It's definitely not cracked, is it? No cracks on that screen, so that's good. Right. Why is the USB meter backwards? Yeah, Dave. Don't go there. We got live streaming problems. I could fix it, but I've got so many other laptops, so we'll come back to the USB meter if everybody wants to see. Let me just press the power button now. And again, nothing is happening. We've got no LEDs, nothing on there. So I'll disconnect the power again. Let's reconnect it and see what happens. Keep an eye on the power supply up there. Reconnecting it, there you go, 15 to 0. So it's instantly it's drawing. It's doing nothing now. Let me let it discharge for a second. And we'll plug it back in again. 50 milliamps, back to 0. So something is trying to come on that one, and then it's going straight off again. Right, where's my notepads? So this one is 15 milliamps to 0, and then nothing, no response to the power button. By the way, guys, if you've only just joined, we're going through these laptops one by one, and I'm putting some guesses down on this paper. So we're going to fix all these laptops on a stream together, and I want to know what you think is wrong with this laptop. So if you put your guess down here, and then hopefully one of you will be right when we come to repair it. So anybody got any guesses they want to put for this laptop? What are we saying? Let me just catch up with where I was in the chat. See a notebook. Move the port. I don't know if that was to me or to somebody else. Usually the ground is broken. So you think on the power jack, the ground is broken. Hey, we got a Zola Bud. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Yeah, my videos are free to watch anyway, so if you also become a member, it means a lot to me. You'll now be able to use the little emojis as well in the chat. I've tried to make my membership as cheap as possible as well, so the 99p was the cheapest price I could set it to. So, but thank you again for that. Really appreciated. Don't mention the USB meter again. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it upside down just to annoy everybody now. Shorted CPU. There we go. So Alexandro. Short CPU. Sounds like a solid guess, that one. That's symbol text. That's the James's lifestyle choice. USB meters all upside down. No charge. 12 volt short. So Ventru's saying 12 volt short. What's the 12 volt? Do you mean the main power rail? The 19 volt power rail is short, or there's a 12 volt power rail in this as well? Ventru. 12 volt power rail short. I don't know what the 12 volt power rail is though, but I'll put that down. That's a short on 12 volt. Alright, Dave's also saying short on 12 volt. You'll have to educate me on that one. Symbol tech, I can't do it. My idiot ass fully this, but try to repair professionally. The dude sent me a chipset is fried or something. What we're talking about, a CPU, a chipset. Yeah, you got to put your head upside down. We're not using the USB meter anyway, so do you want me to hide it from you? Should I hide the USB meter? No, I think I'm going to leave it on to annoy people. So Falcon is saying CPU GPU issue. Overheated, took out either chip, and owner smashed the screen with range while gaming. Crikey, that's a good guess. And quite possibly right. So Falcon is saying CPU GPU issue. And a rage quitting, smashing the screen. So do you reckon the CPU or GPU has got a short on it, or did it have just died? So if the CPU or GPU are shorted through the one of the power stages, that means that we're going to have a main power rail short, or do you think they're just dead? Rich and Greedy ask for the £5 subscription. Yeah, Ventru. Yeah, mine's 99p. So GDN goes under the port to the board, it breaks. GDN. Do you mean GND, ground? It goes under the port to the board and it breaks. So we're going to say SIE is saying the ground is broken on the port. I think he's cheating because he's done one of these before. Showtime. I've just got asked for a discount. I said no, I would rather not start for a piece of discount. Yeah, I think the customers that are asking for a discount are going to be the most difficult ones. I would avoid anybody asking for a discount personally. Right, let me go and find you something else to have a look at. Let's try and get through these. Right, we've gone from the biggest laptop to the smallest one. I remember when the netbooks were all the rage. Used to be so many people with these little netbooks or webbooks or whatever they called them. I think it had like the Atom processors in them. Yeah. Windows XP. What an operating system that was. Intel Atom. So, what power supply we've got on this then? We've got a full-size Ethernet, an old VGA adapter, headphones, a single USB 2.0 or two more, memory card. We've got a jack here. So this one's a bit big, that's not going to fit. Did I show you inside? Yes, I did. Right, have a look there while I find the right adapter. So what do we need for an Acer? That's my question. Is it that one? Does it have a centre pin in there? Where was it? Here. It does have a centre pin inside the laptop port. I think that's fits, but it feels a bit loose. I think I need a bigger one. No. Right. Let me find the right one. No, I've got too many. So I'll have to find it. This one. Could you be the one? Don't like how that fits in there. Bye James, 12:35 AM. Alright, yeah, you must you're in a different place altogether than us, because it's only 8 o'clock here. But thanks for stopping by. Feel free to watch it back later if you want to see any of these laptops. Hopefully I'll see you on another one. Oh yeah, here we go. That's the one I was looking for. Right, let me see if I've missed anything on the chat before I start. What we're saying. Dodgy wire call out for £10. £10 Hoover repair. Oh yeah. I think we should make Andy do call outs. £10 call out fee. I still have one of these, like brand new. You have one of these Acer Aspire one. I'm thinking this might actually work, to be honest with you. Well, we'll soon see. I'm sure these small ones, I'm sure these are 19 volts. Check the voltage, yeah. I'm wondering that as well. I've not plugged it in yet, so we'll double check. Yellow tip, most Acers are yellow tip. Yeah, I've got the Acer yellow tip. I didn't actually have one in my set that I got, so I got this one, like a right angled one. And that one works quite well. So yeah, we need to check this one because it's a netbook. Let me just see if there's any information that's going to tell us the voltage. 19 volts, 1.5 amps. Yeah, we're good for 19 volts on this one. So let me lower the voltage down just in case. So really low powered little machine. Where did you get all these? Dave Unbranded. I was very kindly donated them. I got myself a job lot of laptops, 20 of them. I'm going to make videos on, and then just after that somebody reached out and wanted to donate. Dark Demons just subscribed. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks for subscribing. Hope you get a good night's sleep. Right, are we ready for this one? Up here, let's check the power supply. We're going to plug this in. Check the voltage. I think small. Yeah, we read that. 19 volts. We all know it's 19 volts. We're plugging it in and we're drawing. Hang on, we've got 200. That looks a bit healthier. What do you think? Is that charging the battery? 0.2 of an amp. I've got no lights up here. I don't know if there's a charging light that's supposed to be on there. Can't see anything. Are we ready for going for a power on? Dave's Unbranded. You're not subbed. Oh, I'm offended. Right, I'm pressing the power button, guys. 500. Oh, I can hear a hard drive. Here we go. We've got a screen. I can hear a mechanical drive. Windows XP. Check that out. Oh, that's a beautiful sight. I'm going to close it now just in case there's any customer information on there. But that one appears to be working. Okay. I'll do some thorough tests on these ones, and if they do work. Dave's Unbranded, thanks for subscribing. Right. There might be other faults on there, but as of now it's powering on and it looks like it's booting into Windows, so it must have RAM, must have a hard drive in there. We'll put that one on the working side and I'll go and get another one. Hide personal info. Yep, exactly. We're not going to reveal any personal info because I don't know where, you know, who had these before, so it wouldn't be fair. Are you ready for this one? A ThinkPad, Lenovo. This is an old school ThinkPad. Look at the size of it. I'll show you how chunky this is. With an optical drive. In fact, we found our DC power supply, look there, straight away. And just to note, this doesn't have a battery. No battery in there. So we're not expecting this to take a charge, of course. Oh, hang on, someone said they got a question. Let me just catch up with chat before we keep diving in. Pre-charge current maybe, yep. Hang on, let me just sort the camera out because we're hunting a little bit on the focus. Right, I've just locked the focus. Right, Ashish has got a question for me. So, yeah, I'm free to answer. I'm waiting for your question. Put it down in the chat and we'll answer it, or maybe somebody else can answer it. I should have did it when he was not on stream. Yeah, then I wouldn't have known that you'd subbed. Ventru, gorgeous. Is that, I can't remember what that was for. Is that for the ThinkPad or is that for the Windows XP? I've seen that Windows XP loading symbol so many times. Right, sorry, I swear I thought it was fixed. Upgrade it with an SSD. Yeah, if they are working, we could have a look and see if we could put like a real lightweight version of Linux on it, an SSD. Maybe it's worth getting some extra life out of it. Who knows? Ventru's just retracted a message, didn't read it in time. Ashish, right, here we go. He's got a Dell G5530 laptop with an RTX 3050 6GB. At first it was fine, but recently when I play Counter-Strike 2, the GPU drops from 80 to 90 watts to 20 to 40 watts and the FPS from 90 to 110 to 10 to 25 and returns back to normal. Okay. Anybody can answer Ash's question in the chat. Let me just think about what that says because he's put something else. After a few minutes, the problem occurs again and again. My doubt is that it could be a virus from launcher, but even though I deleted it and ran a few antivirus apps, the problem still exists. Any fix? How many fingers you got? You can count them while I'm reading the chat. Overheating problem. Okay. When you what you're describing sounds like a thermal or power throttling or potentially BIOS thermal issue for the Dell. Yeah, so I would recommend. Have you got like hardware monitor on there so you can actually see the is it GPU-Z? So you can monitor the GPU and check the temperatures. Because yeah, thermal throttling is definitely a thing. So let me just it's a 3050. First it was fine, but when he plays the TGP, I don't know what the TGP is. 80 to 90 watts to 20 to 24 watts. So is that the power it's drawing? The temperatures are below 89, so that seems to be normal. 8, thanks, yeah. I use MSI Afterburner, yeah. Let's start the fixed. Stop it, Ash. Yeah, okay, I'll let everybody else answer his question in the chat so we can continue. I think it's always hard to diagnose things while you haven't got them in front of you, but I have got a Discord, by the way, so I'll turn the autofocus off. 1 second. Right, autofocus is back on. So we've got this one. Let me find the right adapter for that. yeah, if you want to join my Discord, you can post some pictures of the issue. Then we might be able to help. I guess you first need to see if it's a BIOS, a software or a hardware issue. Right, I'll set the Acer to the side so I can get back to that one. It's this one that we're going to use. So we're happy we're on 19 volts. Let me increase the amps. Right, we're on 3.2 amps. You haven't seen inside this one yet, have you? So this is an old Windows 7 as well. So this is a proper old school ThinkPad. The model is a E530. I think it's quite cool to work on something old, so let's plug it in and keep an eye on the power supply. Here we go, 1320. And we said this hasn't got a battery in, so we're not expecting any charge current. But my question is it going to turn on and will it respond? We'll also plug in Bruce Ollie, who's just subscribed. Appreciate you, mate. Thanks for the sub. Hopefully you enjoy the videos. Right, let me see if I can get that so you can see it. We're going to switch this one off, on, and let's see what happens to the current. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there we go, 1 point something amps. We've got a boot. There we go. So, you can't quite see it. Let me just bring that back on screen. We got some kind of error message come on there. It wasn't no boot device. It looks like it's booting up into Windows Recovery. Or is that the Windows 7 startup? But it actually looks like it's working, so I'm going to hide that away just in case there's any customer information on there. But that's actually working, I think. The BIOS error might have been because it's had no power and it's got no battery. I just want to see, actually, just to show you the thing. Let me just switch this laptop on again so you can see what happens with a laptop that is working on the Chipmunk. So we've got the 5 volt power, and there you go. Can you see that? Did you see the green light flash? That shows that the laptop is actually working. You can see, look, it is flashing intermittently, like communication. So we know. Okay, let's switch that one back off again. And I'll catch up with a chat before moving on. So, what we're saying. Oh, right, chat's gone right to the top. Either thermal problem or need to reflash the BIOS, okay? I think that was maybe to Ashish, was it? Dave's has branded. Have him go to Windows, put it in performance mode instead of power saving mode. Yeah, you need to make sure that it's detecting the charger and it's in performance mode. AMD. VTech. We confused Wolfman yesterday. He had no idea what he was on about when he spoke to VTech. I hope he looked that up after the stream, what a VTech was. He must have been laughing. RTX 3050, max operating temperature is 95 degrees. I think are quite high at around 89. Yeah, I know laptop GPUs, CPUs do run hot all the time, and then they're supposed to run hot, and then I think they just throttle down. So I'm not sure. CPU temperature 80 degrees, GPU below 60, so that seems alright. Fresh thermal paste and cleaning the fans and the heatsink will fix the problem. He's got food on his mind. My guess, it works. Bought it new. It's new. Bought it 8 months back. Well, if it's new, Ashish, then it should still be under warranty as well. If you have got any hardware issue, I wouldn't go taking it apart, changing thermal paste or anything that could cause. I'd be getting it back for warranty if you think it's a hardware fault rather than a software fault. It's more new, 8 months, but yeah, got it. Alright, memory issues. Probably me. Windows 10, 2000s laptop. Bad combination, yeah. I think Windows 10 was a bit hardware hungry on the hardware, wasn't it? BIOS error. Yeah, I think the BIOS error is just because I think it was off screen, so you didn't see it, but it was probably just because it didn't have any battery in it, so it's been reset. System board failure, RAM related, motherboard related. James, what is that USB thing you're plugging into the laptops? Okay, I've shown it a few times, but we'll go again. This is the CMI Zapper Chipmunk USB tester, and what it does is it shows you if you've got your 5 volts coming out your USB port, and it's got the data light that flashes. I've just shown it on there, hopefully you didn't miss it. It shows you've got activity, so even if you've not got a screen in your laptop, you can see if your laptop, you know, get a good idea of if it's working or not. Right, we'll leave Ashish with his problem for a minute for you to help, and I'm going to put a sticker on that actually, so that one's working. It's taking longer than I thought to get through these. Let me get you another gem. Here we go. Our old friend, an Acer Nitro. USB killer, yeah. Hopefully it's not a USB killer. You plug it into people's computer that you don't like. Yeah, I'll try and send the link, but I bought it off eBay, so I don't know if there's any more. Right, let's go. 26 people watching. Let me show you inside this one, because this is another candidate for the little USB thing. No screen. Nitro 5. This is 8th gen. And GTX graphics, rather. So I don't know what the state of this one is. It's not going to be that one. Let me find the Acer Nitro plug. Yeah, it's the same one that we used and set aside before. Here's our Acer Nitro. Right, what's happened to my power supply? Why has that gone off the screen? First the USB meter, and now we've lost the power supply. Give us 1 second. Technical problems again. Hopefully we'll be back online in a minute. There we go. We're winning, we're winning. I hate that with OBS sometimes. Right. Sorry if I miss anyone's messages on the chat, by the way. GPU shorted. Could be. Quite likely. Ice Squish is going for chocolate. Right, you're going to get some. Everyone's spamming chat, so I'm going to ignore you for a minute and we're going to crack on. So we've got 3 amps, 19 volts. Let's plug in our Chipmunk. If we get anything out of that, I'll hold it up. Maybe I can cover it like that so you can see it. We'll plug in. Let's see what we get. Nothing on the Chipmunk yet, and we're drawing the full 3.2 amps. That's maxing out my power supply. Yeah, can't go any higher than that. So is that charging the battery or is that on? Because we've got nothing there. Look at the voltage. There you go. See that? Who said shorted GPU? Let's unplug it quickly. So did you see that? My voltage dropped to 3.2 volts there from the 19. That's a main power rail short. So we've definitely got a main power rail short, which could quite easily be CPU, GPU, MOSFET. So let's write it down. We got main power rail short. If we can't fix these laptops, by the way, it's okay, because I need some practice boards and I need some spares. So I've got no donor boards, so it may be useful if, you know, if it is a GPU or a CPU, we could use the board as a donor board and take some of the parts off. So does anybody want to guess? What do you think it is that's faulty? What's shorted on that main power rail? I'll write them down in here for when we come to have a look at it. So Ventru's agreeing 29 volts short. I think he means 19 volts short. It takes up to 7 amps when working. Yeah, I can imagine. It's a bit of a, needs a beastie power supply. That's why, I don't know if you saw my last video, you can use my power supply in series or parallel mode, but I need some external cables. So I bought a load of cable and I'm going to make it up just so I can link 2 channels together to give me some extra voltage. And that should be enough, hopefully, for testing any laptop, because I'm not really going to test it under load. Maybe lucky, a capacitor. Okay, so Symbol Tech saying capacitor. There we go. Main power rail shorted. Ventru, you're agreeing it's the power rail shorted, so what do you think is shorted on the power rail? Capacitor, CPU, GPU? Right, Alexandro is saying GPU MOSFET. And who's saying, oh, here we go. Worms is saying it's a CPU. Right, so we've got GPU, CPU or cap. Does anyone else want to stick their neck on the line? A MOSFET on the main power rail, yeah? But which MOSFET, Jean? CPU MOSFET, GPU MOSFET? Ventru's saying power rail. Yeah, what do you think shorted on the main power rail? We'll guess on here. No short, just underpowered power supply. So we need more voltage, is that what we're saying? Do you want me to plug a proper charger into this one then? But we won't be able to see the current, but we can see if it powers on. Because you're right, I've only got 3.2, could be more. Or do we want to push more current into it if we don't know what it is? I mean, it's already shorted if there's something on there, so I guess it doesn't mean much. More amps, alright, let's get you more amps. Let me see if I've got a beefy one. We're dark in here, let me get my little flashlight. Right, we've got something. Right, how much power have we got here then? 9.23 amps. Is that enough power for you? Let's get ready. Right, screen damaged caused the GPU or PCH death. Yeah, could quite well be, because on the screen ribbon cable you've got lines that go to the PCH and the graphics, so if something's maybe shorted through the flex, could have caused an issue. Are we all agreeing we're going with the big charger? Is that the best thing to do? No, it shorted the 7 amps just when it's on and charging. Carrefour. No, not more amps. You may kill it completely. Tesla's saying that. Carrefour's agreeing. Enough for smoke. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. iSquishy's agreeing. Don't put more until you open it. I was just joking. There you go, Electrorent then. If you want, I could make up some power supply cables. Let's not come with the big. Let's not come with 9 amps on it then, just in case. But we know possibly there's a main power rail short then, if the voltage isn't getting dropped because it needs more. Easiest way as well is to, when we open this, disconnect the battery and make sure it's not charging current as well. Yeah, we're not doing it, Tester, don't worry for you. Or we can do it if you want. No, I'm not joking. Right, let's go. Putting this one in the faulty pile. Who likes red? Look at this. Old school Dell. Maybe this one's working because it looks pretty complete. Probably someone just got bored of it because it's an Inspiron. Looks like a bit of a consumer grade one. It's a heavy boy, this is. So it's got a battery in it, optical drive in it. What's that? That must be the webcam. Here we go. We've got the older kind of Dell plug on there. So let me get ready a power supply cable for this. Does it sing when you open it? I'm blind. Tank. I like this laptop. You like this laptop, iSquish? There you go. Well, if you want it when it's fixed, you can have it. Let's have a look. It beeps and has a BIOS issue and shorted caps. It's a Dell. It's a Dell! I saved another laptop. Right, which is the Dell plug? For Dell. This one is for Dell. So this one should fit. Where was it? This side? No, it wasn't. This side. Yes, this side. Dell like Bell. Alright, USB, Chipmunk, do your job. Fire. I guess no one gets my joke. So, oh come on Andy, what's your... It's a Dell. Does it sing when you open it? Yeah, I don't get your joke. I get it. iSquish gets it. There you go. Thanks, Worms. You and Andy get each other. Oh, it's Adele. Adele. I got it now. I'm slow. Right, are we ready for this? I'm going to plug it in. Are we looking at the power supply? We're in. 15. 23. 16. 15. Okay, as it's settled down at 15, we've got nothing on the chipmunk, I can tell you that. Where is our power light? I don't know if it has a charging light. I don't think so. But we've got a beefy power button. Should we press that? Let's go. Watch the current. Oh, we got lights, we got lights. We got Dell. Warning, the battery cannot be identified. The system will be unable to charge the battery. Alright, so we're not going to get charging current. Do you know why we're not going to get charging current? I think it's the charger ID pin. By the way, let me just show you this. You see our chipmunk there is working. I've seen it flash green a minute. Every so often, there you go, look, another flash green. We've got activity. And another way to check is your caps lock key. If your caps lock key is working. In this case, oh yeah, it does work. See the light. So let's press F1 to continue. I just want to see if it has got a boot drive, if it tries to boot or not. Frozen BIOS. Unfrozen now, it works, fixed. It's mine. If you want it, oh hang on, we've got something. It's just off the screen. Let me pull you over there. You're checking media, I squish. Nice Fox. Fox or fix? Yeah, fix. Bin. No bin. It's a nice laptop. Checking media, fail. So that might just be there's no boot device in there, or the hard drive's failed. We can have a look at that. To be honest with you, it's not that bad. Wonder what operating system was on this. Windows 8. There you go. So let's go with this one. Where's my pen gone? Working. And it can be for worms if he wants it. Bin. Yeah, that's going in the bin. Right, I'm going to give you a choice now. You can have a Lenovo or a Lenovo. Which one do you want to see? Silver or black? Actually, I want to start a poll because I've not done one before, so I want to test this out. Let me just see if I can add some options. Let's go start a poll. Silver. And black. Right, how do we do this then? I've started a poll. Don't know if that works. Why have I got yes and no on there? Okay. So the silver is going to be yes as well, just in case anybody guesses that. You can have black or silver. Silver. Black. Neck and neck. Why is everyone saying yes? It's a VTech. Yeah, I think the Dell, that red one, is a VTech. Format. Windows 8, hell no. Can it boot to Windows? Yeah, I don't think it was going to boot. I think it was having a problem finding the drive. Silver, just to change it up a bit. Not the Lenovo, the Lenovo. Which one is the silver? Right. Tesla's, Apple's, colourblind. That's the silver, that's the black. No, that's the silver, that's the black. I need to press yes because it shouldn't be there, sorry. Yeah, I know. It's my first ever poll. But silver has won. We're ending the poll right now. And we're going with black. No, we'll go with silver. Let's do what the masses want. Everybody wants silver. Oh, hang on. This feels light. This is really light, this one. Oh, don't say it's going to be a USB power. No, it has. It's got a jack. Has it got no? There we go. So the screen isn't broken. It's just not got a screen in there. So here we go then. What was the Lenovo power jack? It's not the same as the Acer, is it? No. Let's go back to the bits. We need to find Mr. Lenovo. Where are you hiding? Are you that one? No. No. That's for Dell. No. I think this is the one I had problems with last time, and it ended up being... Was it one of these ones? The yellow? Yeah, it was. I remembered. Alright. And they've changed things around. Charging ports on this side on this laptop. Okay. Chipmunk, do your thing. We're going to need you this time because we've got no screen. But we can look at the current draw. Why are they all missing screens? They're not all missing screens, but some of them are. And say it may be that the laptop, the screen went faulty and was removed, and it wasn't worth repairing the board. Or it could be that the laptop went faulty but the screen was okay, so the screen was taken to fix another broken screen on the same model. So it may have just been salvaged for parts and the screen has been taken. That's what I think. Any plug will fit if you press hard enough. Alright, let's push hard. You ready to see the current change? 19 volts. In we go. 9 milliamps. Nothing on my Chipmunk. And it's holding steady at 9. Should we ever go with the power button? Just going to check. I can confirm there's no LED on the side. And I'm going to press the power button. Why have we gone from 9 to 1? Pressing the power button, we've got USB lights. There we go. That's on. Keep an eye, see if you see a green blink. 1 amp. There we go. Let me see a green blink. Power's going on and off to the USB port. Voltage is fluctuating. It went down to 0.3. It's nearly up to an amp now. 800, 900. What's going on here then? 1 amp. Right, is the laptop on? I don't think it is. Let me see if it's doing the caps lock. No. So, this laptop's drawing current. I'm not sure it's shorted because we're still on 19 volts, so the main power rail looks okay. But I've not seen any activity on the Chipmunk there. The caps lock is not responding, even though we're drawing quite a reasonable amount of current. So it could be like loop in, might be a BIOS issue on here, but I don't think that's worth plugging a HDMI in, because that doesn't seem to be on. We have got a power light. Oh, have we got a blink code? Wait a minute, we might have a blink code here. Right, keep an eye on there. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's not a blink code, but it's just fluctuating on and off. So I don't know with this one. Let me see what chat's saying. Looks normalish. Now it's dropped. It's booting with no screen. It's booting. Plug in a HDMI. Yeah, it does not boot. RAM. It's drawing more as it heats up. So you think it's working? BIOS faulty or broken BGA balls under the CPU. Yeah, probably RAM. Yeah, it might. If the screen's gone, the RAM could have gone as well. Because to me, it's just sitting around a similar current now. That's definitely not on. That's not worth messing around plugging the HDMI into me. Let me switch it off. See if it responds to the power button. It's turned off. It tells us a lot though, because the main power rail must be present on there, so that's good. Because we've got the secondary power rail, we've got our 3.3 LDO, because the power button, it's responding to it when it's pressed. So this could be an interesting one to repair. So I'll say power's on around 1 amp. And I'll put no caps, lock, or chipmunk. Lovely. So we're going to put a guess on this, what this one is, and I think Ciatech is saying BIOS, BIOS faulty or broken BGA. And who else was saying RAM stripped? Vulcan, has RAM been removed as well? We don't know until we open it. Has they've been robbed the screen? So let's say Vulcan's saying missing RAM. And Ventru was saying BIOS as well. Oh, it's got soldered RAM. Okay, so we've not got missing RAM. If he's saying this model's got soldered RAM, let me just show you the model, because I didn't show you that. This is, let me unplug it for a second. It's an IdeaPad 330S 15ARR. Yeah. So if you want to take a screenshot of that now, you can check if it's got soldered RAM or not. Any more guesses before I put this one to the side? Bruce Ollie has subscribed. I don't know if I've seen that, but thank you. Thanks for the sub. Hey, Picotronics. Where's Pico? Hey, Pico. Yeah, thanks, mate. Doesn't matter that you're late. Why is my camera focusing? Let me just take off the autofocus. There we go. That was annoying me. It was hunting around. Yeah, what we're doing is we've got 14 laptops, and I'm just going through them one by one, testing them to see what the fault is, and we're taking guesses. These are all going to be tried to be repaired on a live stream. Poor Welk on RAM. Here we go. Chris is in here, and also I've got a Welk little emoji that Blind Bodger made for me. So if you're a member on the channel, you should be able to use my Welk emoji. Should be in there now. Somebody can give it a go. Maybe try to connect an external screen before you dive deeper into the fix. Yeah, I can, but it doesn't look like it's on to me. It looks like it's, even the power button is going on and off. I don't think it's booting up, but I have HDMI, we can try it, and once we get it booting properly, if it does work, maybe this is a contender for getting a new screen and replacing it, because this one seems to be, I don't know, it's a Ryzen 5 AMD, so it might be worth doing it. What is Welk? You didn't watch my last live stream, did you? I'll tell you what Welk is, if in case you missed it. I was following these instructions, building a little board, and for some reason, the Chinese autofocus, pop you back on for a second. Are we focused? Why are you not working? Okay, manual focus. So for some reason, instead of saying soldering, they say welding. But when I was reading down here, it was telling me to welk it somewhere. Hang on, let me find it. There we go. We have to welk the 2-pin terminal and lock seat. So yeah, we did a good welk on that one. Right, let me put this one to the side and we're going black. The black one's been waiting. Right, let me sort this focus out. That's terrible. There you go. We're on. Now, when the caps lock does not respond, it's not on. That's what I was thinking, Carthor. We got no response at all on the caps lock. I've used an external keyboard to see if the computer had posted. It could just press the caps lock when it was on. Yeah, that's why I have got an external keyboard, but that's why I'm using this as well as another test. Sounds flashy to me. I'm seeing weld. You're seeing weld, but it looks like welk. Yeah, it looks like welk to me. Welk is definitely funnier. Alright, let's go. What we got here? Alright, this is actually a IdeaPad gaming. Don't know why it's not focusing my camera anymore. Never mind. It's got AMD Radeon and GeForce GTX. So it is. What's this one doing? Let me just show you the model on this one. It's probably not going to focus. No. Okay, it's a IdeaPad Gaming 3 15 ACH6. I don't know why my focus decides to break on me. Don't say this is USB-C. No, it's a Lenovo plug, the square one. Let me see if I can dig out one of those. We've got a screen in there at least. Here we go. Right, I'm going to leave that little one to the side in case we need that. Right, what we're on our power supply, 19 volts, 3.2 amps. Everybody looking at the current. Let me check the chat before we plug up. I fell asleep, I think. Yeah, I was falling asleep as well. Well, it's funny, yeah. The only ones I see are those. Ah. Why is that? I'll have to check. I did upload it. It's not there yet. I'll check later. Right, we're going with a power supply. Keep an eye. 19 volts. There we go. 82 to 0. 32, 26. 16. Let's plug find a USB port. 16. That looks pretty normal. Should we try and power it on? JFix has been streaming for 9 hours, 29 minutes. That's not true. AMD Radeon is integrated in the Ryzen CPU. You want to use USB-C because it can be incorrect or missing charger ID to prevent power up. Okay. Let me power on. Oh, we got backlight. We got backlight. We got 5-volt power on here. I'm looking for activity. I know the brightness, you might not be able to see it. Let me check if we've got caps lock in the meantime. No caps lock. Check the power. 500. That's fixed current. That's not fluctuating. 500. That's dead. Dead current. So wait until RRR comes on. He will say like one day. BIOS RAM problem. Frozen BIOS. Corrupted BIOS. So Tesla, while you're here, Tesla's Apple, are we saying for this plug here that the laptop will not turn on without the charger ID pin? Or are we saying that the laptop should turn on and it just won't charge the battery? Would you expect the laptop to turn on and then just give you an unidentified charger? Right, Zolabud, he's saying SIO. So we could have an EC chip. Big problem here. BIOS first, corrupted BIOS. Look at it, it's just hanging. Should we do it? Should we go again? Unplug. Right, we're coming again. Keep an eye. Plugging in. So, 16, that looks normal. Switch it on, and let's see what happens. 600. We've got backlight, by the way. See that? We've got 5-volt power. We've got backlight. And here we go. We're going to get stuck at 520 again. Yeah. 500 fixed is not a good sign. Not good. That's fixed current. And we've got no CPU I can see here. Sorry, you're not able to see it like I am because it's bright light. But I've got no CPU activity. Let me just double check caps. No. Caps lock is not responding. It could also be bad RAM, but it looks like a BIOS issue. Yeah, I was thinking that. Press CPU to the board. Yeah. We can try all those things. Not until we take it all apart though. So, being random, some chargers have a separate cable in for signal to check if the charger is original. Definitely. No, when the ID is missing, you will only get 10 to 15 milliamps EC current draw, but it will not power up. When the power button pressed, Legion 5 is a good example of this, and it must use the proper charger. Yeah, but this is powering up. So somebody said SIO, Zolabud, but I think my EC chip is functioning because I'm pressing the power button and it is responding to the power button, which that's going to be the EC chip that controls that. I think it doesn't matter on this one about the charger ID pin because it's not going to charge the battery, but it should still power on and give me warning messages and things when I press that. But I do have my new toy. Should we ever go with this? I'll show this to Tesla Apple. I've not used this yet because I was going to do a review on it. Try to switch it off with the button. Yeah, again, if I pulled the button down, we just pulled the plug out last time, didn't we? See that? The current's gone down. SIO is still responding. So I have this box. Let me get set up and I'll show you this, because I've not had a candidate that I could try this on. So what we need to do is get rid of this. I'll get rid of the power supply cable that I was using, and we're now plugging this one into my power supply. So I've just got, I don't like the way that's come, to be fair. I'm going to change that, but let's plug that in for now. Just going to turn the output off. So on this end we've got this plug, and that's going to go on the input here. Input 20 volt. I don't know why this autofocus playing up. That's in. And we can configure this for, let me try and sort the focus out. I'll have to manually focus. We can configure this for HP, Lenovo and Dell. So for Lenovo, we can configure the charger ID pin for whatever wattage we want on here. So we can have it 170 watt. I wasn't referring to this laptop, just mention it as you're avoiding using USB-C, which is very useful. Yeah, I'm avoiding the USB-C on purpose because, as you can see in the corner, my USB meter is upside down and it's not working at the moment, unfortunately. I'll fix it, but I don't want to bore everybody trying to fix that on stream. So we've got output on here. I just wanted to have a go with this while I've got it. And you've got the cables on here that need charger ID pins, like your Lenovo, like your Dell and your other Dell. So we can power this on. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, 18.95. So we do get a little bit of voltage drop because it is a length of cable going to this. Let me just up that voltage a little bit. Go 20 volt. Yeah, we're about 19.9 now. So we can do that, and now we should have a emulated charger ID pin on here, so we can plug that one in, see if it's doing anything different. Let me focus back in. Right, we'll keep an eye on the current now. We're back at 14. Right, let me just keep an eye on the chat while I'm doing this. Yeah, I'd like to see how that works as well. Yeah, we'll show you now. Let me see if I can keep this on the screen as well. So we're at 19 volts. I say this does have its own amp meter anyway, but I'm not really as interested to use that. The whole point of this is I can use my linear power supply to power these things up. Carthor, that's cool. Oh, Frozen. For Frozenos Repairs. Hi, mate. Nice that you've joined here. Send the meter to Andy, he'll fix it for you. Yeah. When it comes back, it might not be in one piece. It might be in two pieces. The USB meter's currently drunk. Yeah, definitely. Use a spare USB dongle power meter in the meantime. Yeah, I mean, I've got the, I can do it. I've got the Chromebook that we didn't manage to test, but I've got so many I just wanted to get through them. So we'll come back to the ones that I've not been able to test properly at the end. I'm good at them. I can make them look brand new, better than factory. You should be missing a few. You could be missing a few clues. Okay, well, let me see then. If you want me to try, I'll try and get my USB meter working. But let me power on now, and let's see what it does. Right. So. Now it doesn't look like it's responding to the power button at all. Nope. Nothing. Let me just check, because I've never used this before. Are we getting voltage in here? Where's my multimeter? Is that working? Yes. Let's go DC voltage. Oh, hang on a minute. I know why. We also have to set on this one what plug we're using. Come on, autofocus. Right, everything's stopped. On this live stream, everything's starting to break. Can you see there? We can change it. So I need to be onto Lenovo. Let me just see. Is that Dell? I'm not sure if it's that one or one up. Not exactly. Oh, there's an on and off switch. You're probably shouting at the camera at me. Let me switch that on. There we go. We've got blue light. So I think that is Lenovo down there with the blue light. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we can see the current. Right, let's plug in. Focus. What we get in 63. You can see that. 600. So what was we at before? 500 on the amps. We were stuck at about 520. So I think that's exactly the same. Yeah. This gives you the same look here. I don't know if you can see that. That's 19 volts, 520, 530. It's pretty much the same as what that's reading. But that should be emulating the ID pin now on there. A joint live stream between JFix and Swindon. Oh, someone's just become a subscriber. Si. Thanks, Si. Appreciate you, mate. Thanks for coming a subscriber. Maybe no battery plugged in. Yeah, very well, could be. Oh, it's 014 all the time. It's the box that's drawing it. Yeah, I mean, it's got some circuitry in there, so I'm guessing it has to power on the box as well. Turn it on. Yeah, it draws now. Right, let me switch that off. I don't think that's pre-charging current. 500, it's fixed at that. Okay. Let me get my sticky pads. I need your guesses while I write down what's faulty on here. Get your guesses in chat. We're writing them down. I want some new people to guess as well. So what we're saying, this is fixed current. $520 milliamps, half an amp fixed current, and it does respond to, that's when it's power button's pressed. Right, let's go with everybody's guesses. Oh, it's a car for. He's saying hi to Si. Thought I'd show my face, and it's appreciated. Oh, we're jumping up. We've got 38 subs. 38 people watching either. Thank you, everyone. I don't know if anybody's just joined, like Si. What we're doing is I've got 14 laptops, and just going through them one by one and testing them to see what's the issues with them, if they're working or not working. So we're quite a way through it now. Right, car 4, BIOS RAM. Jean, BIOS RAM. Any more for BIOS or RAM? SIE is saying CPU. Falcon is on BIOS and RAM as well. iSquish, CPU, GPU. So I'll put you with Psy. And Alexandro, BIOS or RAM. Ooh, we've got a bit of a mix of opinions here. Good evening. Oh, we're looking at the laptops. How are you? Everybody, I don't know if you've just joined now, but we're already quite a way through this. And yeah, we're guessing on here what's going to be wrong with each of these laptops. And good luck. I've got all 14 on the bench, and we're testing them one by one. And yeah, we've got through a few of them. We found a couple that were working, and the rest of them have got various different faults on it so far. So I'm going to try and do streams and see if the chat can also help fix them. We just switch that so it's not flickering away. It's the flux capacitor. Alright, so we're going to cap. Come. Alexandro, see you later. Thanks for joining. Ace is joined as well. You alright, mate? Everybody say hi to Ace. Right, let's move on. I'll put this one to the side. I've only got 3 left in the list now. So, by the way, this one, just so you know, doesn't have any battery in it. So we're not expecting any charging current on this one. I'm going to remove the laptop detection device for now, and we'll go back to our standard cable. I need to do some more testing with that one. And where was we? We had our Lenovo plug last time. Right. Nice, green one. It's a nice colour, this one. So, same situation as before. I think we had the HP plug somewhere. Oh, I think this is the HP blue pin. Let me have a look in the box of tricks. Have we got a HP blue pin? Somewhere. I know there's one in here somewhere. There we go. Is my focus going to work? No. HP blue pin is there. Right, Lenovo, you go into the side. HP blue pin, you're in. And our power is around the side here. So let's get our Chipmunk connected. The Chipmunk is in. Let me switch on my power supply output. I'm going to just knock down the voltage because I increased that before. Right, we're back down to 19 volts now. If it works. What's this? What's the meter in the top right hand side upside down? Don't ask. You missed the beginning of the stream. Everything's going wrong on this live stream because when you're live it always happens. But for some reason my USB meter's drunk and it's not working. Lets me down just when I needed it. HB will probably be a bias issue. Okay. You want this one, Chris F? It's nice colour. Probably a Celeron. Right. Maybe it's got no screen. Maybe. You're right. No, you're not. It has a screen. Right, we're coming in. Keep an eye on the current, folks. 19 volts. We're plugged in. Nothing. Chipmunk's got no activity. 0 amps. Shall we power on? 3, 2, 1. Nothing. That's dead. Holding the power button. No response. Nothing. Dead. Okay. That's a clear cut. Sticker time. Who's going to guess what that is? That's going to go as no signs of life. There we go. By the way, I really appreciate the donation of these laptops. It's going to give us some fun content to do. So, car 4 is saying bad port. That could quite possibly, we've got absolutely nothing. Falcon is also saying bad port. By the way, let me just inspect the port. My focus didn't work, so you're not going to be able to see, but that looks okay. Yeah, to be honest with you, it does feel a little bit wiggly. Could be a dead port. I think Falcon and Carthor are right on that one. Oh, Ventru's saying 19 volts short. Okay. Right, we've got a 19, and also, oh, I've not seen Gonzo Modry. He's saying also main power rail shorted. Thanks for popping up as well, because I've not seen you in the stream yet, I don't think. Let me get your name spelt right. So you're saying main power rail short as well. DC port disconnected. You might be cheating. Okay. Short on the input rail. You're going short as well. Swindon said no motherboard. We got a motherboard. We got ports. Right, I think we're on to the last ones now. Right. We got 3 more. They're the last 3 items. Which one should I test first? We've got one that's got no back on it. That's a motherboard. This is a tablet. And we've got a bigger gaming laptop. M92. Yeah. And everything's the flux capacitor. To say. It's always the flux capacitor. They cut up the motherboard and glued it. Yeah, it looks like Andy's power meter. Which one we're going for? I don't know how long I've been streaming for. Need a drink soon, tell you that. The gaming laptop, you were first. Let's do that. I'll put these to the side. Hopefully we might have an interesting fault. Right, screen's not in there. Right, where's our power on this one? Ooh, we got I'll show you in a minute when I find it. Here we go. We've got a little power jack in here that needs us a pin. So this is a HP. Is it going to be the same blue pin? HP blue pin? Yes, it is HP blue pin. So we've not got any screens, so we're going to need the help of our little USB. So we'll pop you in the side here. Oh, I already plugged it in actually. So what we're getting? 1 10. What we're saying? JFix has been streaming for 9 hours. No. 2 hours 23. Nearly 10 hours. Crikey. Yeah, I'm waiting for a beer. Hello, pretty nasty. Oh, RVNR. How are you doing, mate? Thanks for joining. We're going for the kill then. Where's the power button? Up here. Am I in focus? Yes, I think so. Let's see. Keep an eye on the current draw up there. Let's see if it changes when I press the power button. Pressing the power button now. Nothing. 1 milliamp. Nothing's happening. Hold it down. Nothing. Let's disconnect the charger. Let me just turn off my output. Just want to make sure my display's not frozen. No, it's not frozen. I think the 1 milliamp is coming just from my power cord actually. So ignore that. Plugging it in again. And we got nothing. Your power cord's connected, yeah. It's definitely connected. In fact, let's just short it out, make sure it's working. Here we go. There you go, 3.2 amps. Definitely working. We're plugging it in the laptop. We've got no current draw at all. So that's dead. No sign of life. Okay, good. Interesting. Let's stick on a post-it note. And we're going, no signs of life. While I'm writing this, get your guesses in. I'll write your guesses on here. Right, we've got another one. It isn't your monitor. Jack and the power cable disconnected, but your power board is connected. You could be a bad port on this one. So okay, we're going. Car Thought is saying bad port. And I think Gonzo is also saying power cable disconnected from mode. I think you mean power. The port is disconnected, yeah. So we'll also see Gonzo saying that. Chris F would say bin, yeah. There, yeah, disconnected. No port. Try with the cable adapter. Maybe an ID problem. Okay, we can do that, yeah. Why not? We'll see if it's taking any charge current with the ID. Give us a second. So let me unplug that one. deal with the wires. Good shout. So we're back on the box, and I'm going to knock up the voltage again, just because of that little voltage drop on the cables. So we're 19 volts, and we want to be HP for this, don't we? So we're going to go HP, what we're going to go there, and HP is up here. Right, we're on HP. By the way, it's also got the blue light. I don't know if that shorts out like the original HP charger, or if it just shows us power getting to it. But we've got a original HP blue pin now. You can see 39, by the way, milliamps in there. That's not connected, so just bear that in mind. That must be the current that the box takes for all its circuitry. So let's plug that in and see if we go up from 39. Here we go. And I think we're exactly the same. 39. Chris F, his guess is bin. I think he's guessed all 14 are bin. Sai is saying bin. Oh, hang on. Dave's Unbranded is also saying bad port. Alright, we're adding you in. This is a gold mine if you can fix, so don't bin. We're not binning anything, Ventru. Even if I can't repair them, it's fine because I need spares. I've got no donor boards, so it's going to be really useful just to have some spares to fix other boards. Port not connected, Chris F. Everyone's saying the same. Battery disconnected, yeah. Again, none of these laptops were opening, so we don't know the state of them inside. Write it down then. I put you down, Chris F. You're down on there. Motherboard shorted is my guess. Okay, so RVNR. The motherboard shorted. What does that mean? Are you saying that main power rail short? Picotronics. We're getting too many guesses now. I'm going to need another sticky pad, aren't I? Picotronics is saying a shorted cap. I like all these guesses. We can have a leaderboard. I need somebody to keep tabs on everybody's guess and see if anybody gets the right one. It's like trying to get what the way we fixed up. Hey, Dreams is here. Soldering on. Guess prior repair attempts. Missing first MOSFETs. Okay. Thanks for joining Soldering on. These are all likely to have been worked before. I know they've been worked, so could be anything. But we're going to try and repair them. And if not, we'll use them as spares. Missing first MOSFET. Ignore my terrible writing. I'm trying to write quick. A lemon. Yeah. BQ chip. Alright, we're going for the wild card. The BQ chip. Zola. BQ chip. Can't guess a single component, so I'm guessing on a large scale, just in case, yeah. So RVNR is saying, did I put RVNR down? Oh yeah, so a short somewhere in general. Okay, we got it. It will have to be the first repair you do. Oh yeah, because it's got so many guesses. First repair is going to be this one then. Right, two more. Alright, this one, I don't know if I'm going to need my USB meter. or does it power, or if I'm going to be able to power this, to be honest. We need the Microsoft one. I don't know if I've got one of those. Let me just double check. I don't think I've got the Microsoft one here. To be honest, I might have to come back to testing that one. I'll buy a power cable for testing these. Wow, I've got 37 people viewing now. Thanks, guys. What we saying? Dave's unbranded. How would it be a short on 12 volt now with no voltage input? Or did I miss something? Yeah, but it might be disconnected. We can guess anything because we don't know anything at the moment until we get into it. Obviously, it could be more than one fault as well. So the DC jack might be disconnected, but even if we solder that back, it could have another fault as well. Can't guess a single component. Yeah, it will have to be the first repair. Right, I'm reading the ones I've already read. Shorts very unlikely to cause the volts doesn't drop down. Yeah, and on the other one that I had, the voltage was getting dropped straight away. Guessing a broken screen, Chris. Your guesses are unbelievable. Is that a Microsoft Surface tablet? Yeah, I'm not sure what type it is. It is a Surface tablet, but I think the power is in here. It's like a magnetic one. Hang on, I'll focus it if you want, because I don't know why my autofocus stopped working. I think the power cable goes in there, in the magnetic one. Unless this one. Is that a power cable as well? I think that might be some proprietary connector for docks. There's no USB-C. And I'm guessing that's a headphone. So I don't think I've got a way to power that, to be honest. Microsoft corrupted BIOS due to forced BIOS update. Yeah, might be another casualty. I was working on the weed. Don't know what I missed. The HP disconnected. Which one was that? This one. The laptop. The last laptop without RAM and batteries, yeah. So we're not going to guess on that because I can't plug it in and see what's happening anyway. So there's no point in guessing that one. This one, yeah, it doesn't have a RAM in there and it doesn't have a battery. What is this? Is it DDR4? While this one's already open, we might be able to do a little bit more with this one. Let me just see if I've got a memory stick. I don't know if I've got one to hand. Give me 1 second. I'll just see if I've got a memory stick. Right, this is a known working DDR4. I'm assuming that's what this is. Yes. What is this laptop, by the way? Yeah, this is a HP Pavilion. It does look like it's had impact damage in this corner. So, is anything else disconnected? We've got no battery on there. That looks like pretty much everything is disconnected on this. Does it have a DC input? Yes, it does. So I don't know if the power switch is on the keyboard or if it's standalone. Could be on the keyboard connector. I think the keyboard's still connected. I think that must be the keyboard here. So we might be alright. Let's plug it in and see what's happening. We can try our blue pin because we've still got that connected, but we're not going to charge a battery anyway. Let's keep an eye on the charging current then. 39. Anything changed? Nothing. Still proprietary connector in 2025. I don't even know if that's a 2025 model, to be honest with you. They used to have a USB micro port. Missing memory, some in the laptop bag. M2 and RAM in the laptop bag. Yeah, I've got this one because I don't know about the M2s. I've not tested them yet, but this one is a known working one that I had already, so I popped that one in. So at least we've ruled one thing out then. DC jack disconnected and screen. I'm just going to press the power button. Nothing's happening. Nothing. I just want to go back to my original cable. 1 second. Pop that down there. It's just because that one does show you some current on there that it's using, so I shouldn't get any current draw with this one. I've got my HP blue pin back, so we've got like a 0.1 now. That's better. So I'll plug it in. Still 0.1. Power in on, nothing. So let's see. We're saying DC jack is disconnected from motherboard. You might have already spotted it and I haven't seen it. So let's see if that is the case. DC jack is here. Look at that, look. That is disconnected from the motherboard. Good spot. Who spotted that? Ismail. Yeah, thanks for joining as well. Not seeing you in the screen in there. Falcon already spotted it as well. Yeah, you're eagle-eyed. No 19 volts reaching the board. Yeah. So let's plug this in. We're in. Should we see if we've got a change in behaviour now? It's going to have other issues as well. That's in. Still nothing's happened. Voltage is 9. Voltage is 0. Oh, my output's off. Okay, let me switch the output on. Good spot. Thanks. Thanks, Tony. 20 volts. Ah, here we go. We've got something. We've got some life. 34. 1. 108. 32. 1. It can't make its mind up. Can't make its mind up. Turn on the PSU. Yeah, I've done it now. Thanks, Symbol Tech. And point it out. I'm going to switch it on now. Let me see if anything happens. I don't know if I clicked it. The button's not very clicky. Yeah, I switched it on. Let's have a look. Power light wise. Got no charging indicator. I'm going to hold down the power button. Nothing's happening. Plug screen connector into the board. Okay. I'll tell you what then. Let's go with all of the connectors. Should we plug them back in? I think this might be the screen connector here. I don't know if I can zoom you in a little bit more. Everything's playing up today. Probably not going to be focused, but we'll try. We're on autofocus. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Right, let's plug this one in to the motherboard. Power cable's not connected, battery's not connected. We're good. Connecting the screen then. That one's in. Let's just double check that keyboard's in. This one. try and get this in. Yep, that's in. This one. Right, I think everything's connected. We've just got an antenna from the Wi-Fi card that should go here. Should we see if that's made any difference at all? I'll zoom you back out. If I can find the zoom. Yeah, there we go. Let's just see. Should power up with no screen. Yeah. My guess here is chipset. Okay. It seemed like it tried to power up straight when you powered it up. Yeah, that's what I saw car for as well. Probably needs a battery. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if anyone else can confirm if these little HP Pavilions will power on without a battery or not. BIOS reset. Is the USB board plugged? Oh, right, okay. We didn't plug that in as well. Let's do that, because it's already helped us out a few times. Daughter board not connected. Alright. Daughter board is this one. Should we connect it? We're going to need to, because we put the USB in there. Good shout. Good shout. Yeah, we're good. That fan's connected. Daughter board connected. Okay. What Matteo Gonzo said. Yeah, we've got it. I picked up on that. Look for the blink codes from the charger port. Yeah. Where is the charger port then? Is there an LED there? Yeah, there is. I think there should be an LED in there. We'll check that out as well. So let's plug in. The power's on. We're drawing 116 down to 1. 200 down to 35. It's jumping up and down. We're going to look for those codes. I'll have to tell you because you won't be able to see. If I see anything, then I'll get you focused in. But I'm not seeing anything. I'm not sure if it's one that does it on the caps lock key. Can't see anything. No 5 volt. That looks dead to me. It's excited. Yeah, 183 to 1. It's kind of boot looping to me. It's trying to bring something up and then it's going back down. Soldering on. These HPC14s also have a common RAM slot issue. Check for loose pins if you have a flashing caps light when you're powering it on. I don't think I'm even getting that far soldering on. Get what you're saying, but I've not even got a flashing caps lock, and it's not even responding to the power button. I think there's a short somewhere, SIO fault. I'm sure Maz would like that. Yeah, missing keyboard is my guess. Yep, I think that power button's on the keyboard connector as well. I'll tell you what then, why don't we use this as the first candidate to have a little look at, because we have indeed got access to the motherboard on this one without taking it apart. Let me see if I can bring in my microscope and we can have a detailed look. Let me try and get set up on this. Give us a second. Right, let's go over to the microscope. And let me bring it over. We'll start from the DC input and work our way along. Right. Is that image clear enough? Because I haven't got any ring light on at the moment. in my last video I had messing around with the ring light and I never put the old one back on. Or do you want, if you want the image to be clearer, I can attach the ring light. Hey Maz, he's here. Yeah, I've got the Lenovos for you. Lots of Lenovos you can help me fix. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the situation on this. Shall I just plug back in the charging cable as well so Maz can see it? This is just joined. Plugging in. Where we go, 74, 1, 207, 11, 91, 200, 1. We're bouncing up and down on there. Yeah, the polar. I wanted to put the polarized, the new one on, but it doesn't fit on my microscope, so it wasn't an option. In fact, let me go now and fit the old one back, just to give us a bit more light, so we can see what we're doing. I'll switch to the overhead and we'll try and fit this Old Faithful back on there. Right. Sorry, I should have come prepared. Right. Ring light power. Alright, we have ring light power. I'll switch back to our microscope view. Hopefully you'll have a nice clear image. Mars high, car fall, thermal camera, just pop up. Thermal camera time, yeah. Okay, we can do that. Look at the charger port LED as you plug it in. Alright, we'll look at the charge. We're starting at the charger port and we'll have a look at the LED under the microscope. Can you see it there? That's the LED for the charger port. So keep an eye on that LED there. I'm going to plug the power in and Tesla's Apple can have a check of that charging port LED. Let's go. 1:19. It's on 7:8. That's not doing anything to me. Nothing. Why don't you take out the long screws from your old ring light and fit? Oh, Bogdan, thanks for joining, mate. I've already thought of that as well. Doesn't work. The ones that I've got in my ring light at the moment are bigger than the mechanic ones that fit in the hole. So I was thinking about drilling out the holes of the mechanic one and using a maybe tap and die to put them in, unless I can get some that are the right size. Not sure, but yeah, I've not decided what to do because I might get a new microscope as well. We'll see. Is this the model that the battery goes in upside down and it burns the protection chip TVS on the other side of the board? No idea, Electrorep, first time. Dead LED. That's cool. Do you mean that the LED's faulty? Or that you think the LED's dead? Hang on a minute, I'm just having a quick visual. That's the CPU. That looks like flux to me. Does it look like flux to you? Where's my pointy stick? Here we go. Look at that. Ooh. So I think there's something that might have gone on around there. Yeah, could be faulty. Could be a faulty LED. But we got more than one thing. We've got the LED, we've got the chipmunk, we've got the caps lock key. None of them are working. So I think we might have bigger issues as well as the LED. Right, Bogan saying he's got the optical microscope that I can't use because it gives me a headache. Switch back to the digital one. This is the problem. I really wanted an optical microscope, but I'd never used one. Until I get to use one, I don't know if they're any good and if they'll work for me, because I do have problems with my binocular vision. Okay, so DC input jack. Again, to me it looks like there's flux around here. Yeah, that looks like flux to me. What we got? That looks like the chip for this Ethernet port, is it? Oh, HDMI. Yeah. Where's our input circuit then? Everything's so fluxy. Could be around here. It looks like there's flux everywhere, to be honest. Chipset. Well, here is our EC chip. I can tell you that. We've got a nice ITE 8987E on there. Just have a look around here. We'll probably just measure some voltage. Oh. Oh. What's that? Should we go down a bit? Hang on, let me bring that into focus. Is that faulty? Or is that flux? Try to remove the heatsink chipset. Could be the chipset, yeah. Looks like may have just been worked. I thought that was burnt out. My guess, dead EC chip. Come over and try mine. We can have a pint anyway. Yeah, but where are you based? Because you're probably nowhere near me. I do want to try though a microscope. I've done a couple of them. The battery had a metal plate on the other side, and everything thinks it goes bottom top. It fits both ways, but reversible. Yeah. So 1 second, because we need to have a look at this culprit that Electro Rep's saying. He already knows there's a common problem with this TVS protection chip on the other side of the board. So we're not going to be able to see it. Is this board out time? Do you want to should we take the board out and check the TVS? Or should we do some measurements first? I think we can do some measurements. It's a blown MOSFET. Oh, flux. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it looks like flux. I was just looking for the obvious things first. I'll stick the microscope to the side. Let's just take a few basic measurements. Let's see if any of the power rails are shorted. My leads are at 0 ohms. Okay. I'm just going to tidy up a bit because I've got bits everywhere. Right, let's go with a good ground on this USB port. We've got a good ground. Yeah, with 0 ohms through the board there. And let's just check our main power rail, and let's just check a couple of these. 28 ohms around that CPU. 7. So 7 ohms for the CPU. That could be right, yeah. This one, 38 ohms. This one seems like infinite resistance. Oh, here we go. That looks like it's dead short on that coil. Can you see that? Let me zoom in, see what that is. I'll just bring you in to focus. We're looking at this coil here. What I might just do is remove my known good stick of RAM, just in case we go injecting voltage. Right, so this coil is shorted. Let me bring the probe back in and just show you that again. I think it was this one. We see that 0 ohms. Oh no, sorry, Microscope. Sorry guys. I'll show you that again. I messed up. I'm not used to streaming yet. Can you see that? I'm seeing 0 ohms there. That's not right, surely. Yeah, so I don't know what that coil should be. I mean, we could look up a schematic, or we know that's faulty. So it's with a 0 ohms on it. Let me just check the chat. Because RV and R saying a 5 volt or a 3.3, 3.3. Yeah, so it's a 3.3. What's on our 3.3 rail? It could quite well be ITE chip that's shorted. I can't see any signs of it blowing out, but it's very close as well. There to there. It's close to that chip, isn't it? Shorted cap. Yep. Could be anything. So, should we inject a bit of power there? I don't think I've got my thermal camera set up. Let me see if I can set up the thermal camera. Alright, let me get overhead. Have you got a thermal camera? Just wondering if I should use it on the phone, or should I try messing around connecting it to the PC? I've had enough streaming problems today, so I think I'm just going to plug it into the phone for now, and we'll have to go with that. I'll try and set things up better. Give me a second. Here we go. That's with the macro lens. Let me remove that. Right. So, let me get some way of injecting. Give me a second or two. We need to inject a couple of volts. So, where are my other cables? Here they are. Yeah, that was a big 3.3 Maz, but it's shorted. So we need to check if that one, if we can clear that short, see what that is. Whatever's shorted on there may be short in the LDO as well, possibly. Just getting set up with some probes. Nearly ready to go, bear with. Bear with, bear with. Right, I think we're good for injection. Let's get a ground. Right, we got a good ground. And how much power do we want on here? Maz was saying that's the 3 volt rail, so let's go with 3 volts. And let's start at 0.5 amp. I might not need that. Squish too low. Things don't go low until 60 volt. My mistake. I think I probably missed something there. Could be lucky in a cap. Multimeter time. Check some voltages. Well, I've got a short, so I'm trying to clear the short first before the voltage won't be present if the short is there. That's what I'm thinking. First plug the normal 19 volts because it's those current draw spikes you'll be able to see. Okay, so we shouldn't inject. Never do 3 volt. Yeah, we can do lower voltage. Start at the 1 volt. Alright, let's go with what Symbol Tech suggested first. Let's come with the power supply just to see what's pulsing on and off there. I'm guessing it's the 3 volt regulator, the chip. Right, let me just check that to 19 again. Are we on? Right, we should be having 19 volts in there now. Let's just make sure it's spiking again. 80, 1, 158, 0. Okay, we'll have a little look then. Let me get a pointy stick. What's this? Would you say that's a hotspot? Hopefully you can see it. Looks like a hotspot to me. I'm just looking around the board, trying to get it in shot. But we've got something obvious here. Let me get the macro. There we go. This guy, that looks like a MOSFET to me. There. Let me get you under the scope and I'll show you which one that one is. Switch you over to Microscope. I'll look at the chat in a second. I'm just going to show you where that was because it was quite obvious to me. This MOSFET here, that was getting fault, so this looks like it could be part of the input circuit because it's around the power jack. Is there a first and second MOSFET, or is this the TVS diode that's getting blown? But I think it might be normal that the input MOSFET is getting warm because there's a fault elsewhere on the board, so the input MOSFET is getting the voltage cut to the gate. It's not enabling this, it's stopping the 19 volts coming through the MOSFET, so it's heating up as a symptom, not necessarily because it's shorted, but we can check. Let's just see what chat's saying. So PKtronics was saying, "I squish, I think you're right. Maybe that's why we like them so much." I lost your conversation, sorry. Go for 0.9. 0.9. Oh, thermal camera. Yeah, I've got the same as Andy. Seems like, but what is that? That's a MOSFET. It's power input MOSFET. Yeah, I'm just going to check if it's shorted. Yeah, let me just disconnect the power now so we're not bouncing around, and we'll just check if that MOSFET is indeed shorted. Yeah, no, that looks good. That's source to drain. Where's my gate? Is that the gate? There you go. I don't know if that is my gate. It might be this one. Let me just try and get a better angle because I can't see where my gate is on there. Oh, hang on. Found it. My gate's down here. So from gate to source, it's not shorted, and from source to drain, it's not shorted. Yeah, Do we agree that that MOSFET's good? No, it's not the gate. I think that is the gate, because I can see, I think that's a separate pad where it's going there. Don't know if you can see that, but these 3 pins go together and this one seems to be on its own track, so I was thinking that's the gate on there. Bottom right is the gate. Bottom right. Ah. So this one's the gate. Don't know if my image is good on the screen, but those ones look like all 4 are together. I'm pretty sure that's the gate, because that looks like the only pin on its own. No, it's not the gate. Check the gate voltage. Thermal camera, inject 1 volt. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bottom right is gate. Remove it and check. Bottom right. Set it up. Ah, okay, good. It's good. Check short circuit on current sense. Yeah, so the current sense resistor is here. So let's go to ground on there. And again, we've got 0. So again, it's a main power rail short, yeah. That's a dead short. So it's quite a good place to inject to as well. A spot there, we can inject there, no problem. So let's do it. I'll switch you over to the overhead so we can show you, because I've not got the screen, the thermal camera on the screen. So we'll go back to the phone. Give me 1 second. Just connect the thermal camera back up. Right, thermal cam is there. We'll go in 1 volt. And we've got max current, whatever it needs. So let's go. Not with the multimeter probes. Connect my ground back up. And we're coming down on this current sensor resistor. So let's get ready. We all happy with that voltage injection before I go? The USB meter values are upside down and I can't stop looking at it. Alright, because you're getting annoyed with that, we're going to turn it off. Just for a second. There you go. Gone. Main power is shorted because 3.3 LDO is shorted like we saw earlier, yeah, because of the shorted coil. Thermal camera, maybe. Right, let's just go. No, 1 volt. I've got 1 volt. I don't know if you can see it. It's up in the corner. I have put 1 volt on there. What do you mean not 1 volt? It is 1 volt, so I think we're good. Let me see if I can do it on this hand. Can you see it around there? Hopefully that will give you the best view, and I'm going to inject. Can you see how much current that's drawing? Nothing. Huh? Let me just make sure I've got a good ground. Nothing. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm sat on another channel here. 1 second. I'm going to have to move it to channel 1 because my DC power supply in the top is set to channel 1, so you can't see what's going on. So I'll keep you on channel 1 and then we'll go again. Go to the coil. Always start low. Yeah, we're on 1 volt. I'm definitely on 1 volt. You can see it up there. Let me just try. Yeah, we see we're working now. Too many channels. Yeah, 4 channels. All right, we're at the bottom of it. Let's go. We know we've got a shorted main power rail. We're drawing there. Look, 2. And what we thought, it's getting short down there. Can you see that go away? We're coming closer now with the thermal cam. And it's somewhere near the EC chip, near where that coil was shorted. Let's go again. on the current sense. I will get next time the thermal camera set up on my PC so you can see better, but I think that should be a pretty clear image for you there. So let me just work out where that is. There, that chip. So I remember which one that one is. Let me switch off and I'll show you under the microscope what was getting hot. Pull the coil to narrow it down. Yeah, let me just show you where it is and then we'll continue. I'll show you exactly what was getting hot, then we can decide what we're going to do. Here we go. So the chip in question, the coil that was getting hot was this one. To me it also looks like it might have been heating up. It's a bit faded, isn't it? And that chip was the one that's glowing up here. And I can tell you the marking on there is an AWV7QB. So is that chip getting faulty because, is it heating up because it's got an internal short on it, or maybe because that's a power supply, maybe the output is shorted on this one? So do we lift the coil up to see if the short goes away and if it's the output of the chip that's shorted? Can we check that different way? Let's see what we're saying. Car Force saying go to the coil. Sorry, we're 17. Oh, I've read these already. Pull the coil to narrow it down. It's a cap. Which cap? How do we know it's a cap? 3.3 is shorted, yeah. I would remove the coil. Lick the coil, see if it's live. So we can pull the coil, inject again at the coil. Let me inject 1 second. Keep an eye on the power supply. I'm going to go this side of the coil and inject 2.5, and this side of the coil as well, it should be the same, 2.5. If I keep injecting there on that side, I might be able to see with the thermal cam. I'm going to have a look myself. You're probably not going to see it because I'm under the microscope. Just going to see on that output if the same thing is getting hot. Yeah, the chip itself is getting hot. None of the capacitors are getting hot. Still the same, by the way. Measure all the caps around the chip. Okay. Inject 0.8 volt at the coil. I've just injected the 1 volt at the coil. Measure for short in all the caps around the chip. Yeah. Camera. The cap just on the top right of your probe. Okay. Let's measure the caps. 1 second. Let me just disconnect my power supply from the board. We're around here, so this chip's faulty. Let me just check these suspects up here, see if they're shorted. No, no, and around this chip, nothing, nothing. We got there. No. I'm just measuring around here. And that one's got the short on it. So who said about that TVS diode earlier? Just wondering if that diode is shorted, but they said that was on the other side of the board. So this one is also shorted. This cap's shorted, and this cap's shorted. So I'll let you guys decide what you want to do now. What should we do there? Looks bad to me, the cap on top of the probe. I don't know where the probe was. I mean, I was probing here, so if you're thinking these caps. Your USB meter is upside down on the screen. Oh, hang on. It's because I didn't disable it on here. I disabled it on my other view. It's gone. I didn't notice it come back. Yeah, it's because I only disabled it on my overhead, not the microscope. It has another output. Measure 3.3 LDO to ground, pin 17. Maybe it's a little 5-pin. Remove the coil. Remove the chip. Check for shorts. Inject to the cap. If the chip lights up, remove the chip just on top. Alright guys, I don't really want to remove the chip because I find it difficult to solder them on, so I'm only going to remove it if I have to remove it. I'll just turn that output off for a minute. But SIE saying pin 17, that should be our LDO. Is that right? So we don't know, is it the LDO or the big 3.3 that's shorted? I don't know if it's worth bringing a schematic up. It's a little 5-pin chip. A 5-pin chip. Yeah, electro rep. So the TVS is a 5-pin chip. I don't know where that is then, but if you're saying it's the other side of the board. Oh, Blind Bodger's just joined. Thank you, mate, for joining in. So I could remove the chip and check for shorts, as we're saying. Pull the IC, see if the shorts are gone. Yeah. I just wanted to know where the output for the 3.3 was, if it the LDO, because that's going to be the big 3.3 on that coil, but that is shorted, isn't it? So yeah, let's pull this chip then. Yeah, we all in agreement, we pull the chip. I need a beer. Be right back. What symbol tech? Check the cap on top of the coil. Check the cap. Check the cap. Check the cap. On top of the coil. Oh, the one in the middle. Yeah. I'm with you. This little guy. It's also 0 ohms as well. Symbol tech. Look to the cap top right of the coil now. Top right, this one. That one's good. I think we measured that before. That one's good. This one is shorted. But I don't know if that, and I think that one was shorted. But this is all connected together, yes, so we're going to see it on everything. When we inject, that's the only thing that was getting hot. We injected at the coil and that's getting hot as well. Lift one side. So should we take the chip off or lift one side of the coil to disconnect the output? These belong to the other coil. So these ones belong to that coil. Yeah, so they're not shorted. This one belongs to this coil and it's shorted, and so does this one. I need a bit. That was a quick beer. He must be sitting next to his fridge. Right, I think I'd like to lift the coil. Remove the first cap on the top of the coil. I will try to remove the first cap on the top of the coil. You should always separate, yeah. Because I mean there's going to be loads of things in my mind connected to this output on here, and it could be anything that's shorted. But if I lift the coil, then it's going to tell me straight away if it's anything on this output from this coil that's faulty, or if the short's still there, it's going to be the chip. So rather than just remove this cap, this cap, this cap, I think if I just lift this coil, then I'm going to know. Does that make sense? Maz. Kitchen in the next room. I'm going to lift the coil, guys. Hopefully that's alright with everybody. And and we'll see how we go from there. So let's have some fun with the hot air. Can we do this with the board still in the laptop without damaging it, or do I need to remove the motherboard? That's my question. Because I don't know how much time I'm going to have. Yeah, coil. Everyone's agreeing coil. I just want to know, do you think it's safe to have a go at removing this in the board? Maybe with a soldering iron, not hot air? See, you're saying inject 1 volt on pin 17. Alright, let's just check where pin 17 is. Right. Let me get into focus a bit more. I'm going to have to go in closer to find pin 17. What is pin 17? Is that our LDO? I'm assuming if it's the 3 volt chip, that should be our main 3 volts and our LDO. So pin 1 is up here, yeah? Pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hopefully I'm counting that right. Is there a pin there? There's the 5 pins on each side, yeah? 3, 4, 5. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. This pin here. Let me check if there's a short on there then. There is a short on there, but to be honest with you, it's not just pin 17, they're all together, aren't they? All of those, I think, are on the same output there. Yeah, let's see what he's saying. To do it properly, you need to remove the port. Yeah, that's it. You can do it with the soldering iron. I would do it in the case, but that's just me. Soldering iron, ace, wrong decision. Which is the wrong decision? Other way, other way. Oh, am I counting it the wrong way round? Maybe you're on, I'm counting it the wrong way round. Alright. Pin 1 was here. I think that's a dot there. So we're going 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. So it's this one. This pin here going to this cap. So we're checking that cap there for a short. Is that what we're saying? And that side, there's nothing. That side's going to be ground, isn't it? There's no short if that one there is pin 17. No good. On the other side. Wrong way. Counterclockwise. You need to count from the other side. I think I've done there. Inject there. Lift the coil. Count on the other side. Yes, correct. Right. You'll have to help me out, Electro, because I'm not getting you. So we're counting it correctly now, yeah. So this one, we agree that that one's pin 17, but I'm not getting a short there. So why would I inject into that? If you're saying that that's the LDO output, my 3.3 LDO is okay. So this one is shorted. That's the big 3.3 on the coil, yeah. That's the one that's shorted. So I don't know why we would inject there. I would think we've already injected here, and we know the big 3.3 is shorted. Coil. Start lifting the coil. That's an older message. Sorry, that might be me just not catching up with the chat. I'm going to remove the coil, guys, or lift it on this side if I can. Let me get the soldering iron. Let me get prepared, actually. Some flux might help, isn't it? So a little flux. And soldering iron. A little clean. What we at, 350-ish. I need some tweezers. I've got some tweezers. Right, coming in down here. Let's see how this goes. Just try and lift it. Not sure if that's melting it or not. I might have to do both sides, because that's liquefied, I think, but it's not lifting. I'm gonna have to do both sides, aren't I? Right, we're going for it. Should I add a bit of leaded to that? Quite a big plane, you might need more heat. Hotter and leaded. Right, hang on then guys. I'm on 350, so let's go up. I've put it to like 400. I'm just going to get some solder. I've got some leaded solder now. What's Universal Cracker AK-47? How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining. Coil can't be shorted. Check the output. Yeah, we know the coil can't be shorted because it doesn't have like a direct connection to ground. But what we're doing is disconnecting the output. So if we lift the coil, we're proving which side the short is. If it's on the output side or if it's the internally shorted in the chip. That's the logic that we're trying to do. Chris, knife tip, no. Yes, kind of. I've got a knife tip, but it's not very good. I'd leaded solder to both sides. 450 all the way. Really? Okay. Right, we're going 450. We're going to send it. Who said that? Ace. We're doing it for you, Ace. Nah, but if it's separate to where the short can be. Yeah. Don't know what. Have a chat. I think Universal Cracker's only just joined. Or he might have been watching. I don't know if he knows what we're doing yet. Might have to let him know. Right. Just flowed a bit of leaded in there. Oh, it's already moving, to be honest. I think I can lift it. There you go. Just needed a bit of more heat. So thanks for suggesting that. Ace told me to put 450. 450 will shorten the tip life. Yeah, we'll buy more. I'm just interested to try and get this fixed, so. Right, what we saying? Short be strong or short be gone? Have we got a short still on there? Or is it the chip? I can measure this side here on this coil and that's going to tell me if it's the chip or not, yeah? Yeah, nice, Ace. Right, let's go. Tap in. Look at. Oh, I think short's still there, lads. 0 ohms. See? So now, if we go back to the cap that Symbol Tech was suggesting, that was removed, faulty, is the short gone? Yeah, look. The short on that cap has gone now because we've disconnected it. So assumably everything on this side here, I think is fine. We've not got a short anymore. Let's make sure I'm probing that good yet. That's gone. So do we agree that it looks like it's this chip that's faulty? That little 3.3 volt regulator, but it's not the LDO part, it's the internal part for the big 3.3 that's faulty. Yeah, it looks like chip side. Remove the chip, the chips are gone. Lift the coil, remove it, the chip is dead. There we go. I think we've cracked it. So what I'll do, I'm not going to remove the chip, by the way. Reason being, let me just clean it a little bit. I'm going to make a note of what the fault is, put a little post-it on there, because I don't have the spares. As I say, I've got no donor boards, so hopefully some of these boards will become donor boards that I can salvage bits from. But I want to make sure that I know what that chip was, where it went. If I take it off, I'm going to end up losing it. So I think it's better to keep it on the board, if you agree. And I'll order some more of those because I haven't got spares, and then we'll come back to this, revisit it and replace it and see. It's all on the chip now. Yeah, Jean, I think that's what I'm thinking. Maybe behind on the live. Zola, what did Zola say? Yeah, it might be me behind on the chat a little bit, sorry. Ace, show us your thermal camera. Let me go back to the cam. There you go. It's still in the phone. Yes, she is. Right. I'm going to pack it away now anyway, so you can see it going into its box. Right, let me just catch up then. What's everyone else saying on the chat? So no 3.3 LDO means a safe EC chip. Yeah, RVNR's right as well, because it's not the LDO part. So I'm hoping the EC chip's good. You'll need a replacement chip. Yeah, I don't have that. Yeah, the SY82. So that's the. I would look it up on the schematics. So thanks for that. In fact, I'm just going to take a photo of that if you've already looked it up, and I'll just order them. Let me just take a photo of the screen there. Got it. So I'll order it up. Nice work, good practice. Yeah, thank you. On the left hand side, you also had 2 caps showing short. Inject again too. Okay. Please check again for the short on those. Yeah, I will do, yeah. He is for you at Ace Console Repairs. He is for you. Everyone's laughing. Inject again too. Okay. I'll have to take you to the microscope then. A second. I think I've missed a joke there. I'm trying to follow along. So we knew these ones were shorted, and I'm assuming they're still going to be short today. No. It might be my bad probing there. Hang on, let me go on a ground and check. That's weird. That side's ground. Oh yeah, it's my bad probing. It might be the flux in there as well. So yeah, this side, ground, ground, and not short anymore. Not short anymore. And it's going onto this line. I can check these pins here, look. Short's definitely gone on that side. But I'm assuming the short is still on these 2 pins here, look. So I need one of those AW. They're just the manufacturer's marks though, I know. So the SY8, the SIE, as mentioned, is the chip that I'm going to have to order, I think. Do we still need to inject again? I think we just got less on the line. Now, I don't think it's going to tell us anything else. We could inject into there, but again, it's just going to go straight into the chip, and the chip's going to heat up, yeah? Can you also check the current sense? Yeah, good shout. That should be gone now because the output's disconnected. Here was our current sensor where we first injected and had a short. So we'll check on there. Alright, that's still short. that's still shot to ground. So I was thinking that wouldn't be short to ground. Oh no, wait a minute, yeah, because it goes to the chip first. For the main power rail, the input is going into that 3-volt regulator. Only the output's disconnected, and it wasn't the output that was faulty. I think that's right. I think we should still have a short there. I think that's correct. So check also the current sensor. So is the chip that's gone? Yeah. Uh-oh, more problems. No, I think that's fine. Because the chip, we didn't remove it off the board. We left it on there. We've left the shorted chip on the main power rail. So we're not expecting that short to be gone. If we lifted the chip now, the short should be gone. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's lift it. Oh yeah, but I'm going to have to take the board out. I don't want to risk it with hot air. I've already damaged the board before. If I didn't have to take all the board out as well, I'd just lift the chip now and I'm sure the short would be gone. But I've not really got time to take all the board out now. My main goal has been accomplished, which was to test all the laptops. So I think we've got, let me see how many we've got. Dinner time for me. Thanks John for being part as well, and also participating in the chat. I appreciate that. We'll be doing another one, and I'll let you choose from all the laptops that we've guessed what's wrong with them. We'll choose which one, and I'll also order this chip, so when I stream again we'll have that and we can replace this one first. This was the obvious one to fix because it was open. Yeah, Simbatech, thanks Tony, he's got to go, so I appreciate you coming. You've also got to get up early as well, so have a good night. RVNL, small nozzle, 480 max air, and it will be gone in less than 30 seconds. Alright, let's do it then. Let's do it if you think so. Small nozzle. How small? Let me show you my nozzles. You can tell me which one you would use. I'll give you my choices. I've got straight or bent nozzles. So bent ones. Well, tell me if you'd go for a bent or a straight nozzle first, because I'm learning this. I think I've got one even smaller bent one somewhere. Oh, here. They're my choices. Oh, Maz, see you later, mate. Thanks for stopping by as well. Thanks for helping me on this one as well. I think we got to the bottom of it. Size of the chip, 10mm. Small nozzle and lots of flux. Not max air, it will blow stuff off the board. Yeah, and we've had a bit of practice with that, haven't we? So hopefully that's the size of the chip. That's quite a big one. Let me check this one. Yeah, maybe that one. So what's RVNR? Bent or straight is your preference? The last bent one. Alright, so we're going the smallest bent one, yeah? Middle size bent one, Electri-Rep. Little bit larger for that chip, yeah. Alright, so we'll go next size up bent one. Maz is still here. He wants to see this chip come off. I use bent. Alright, yeah, I'm going to use that as well. Let me just connect that up. Can I hold that in that position? Yeah. So what temperature are we saying that? I want to use quite low airflow, because I think that's the problem I always have. And especially if you're using a smaller nozzle. If you're using the smaller, what Darius said, the airflow is coming out faster because it's restricted down. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just do it like that, and then I'll have a feel of it. That's at 50. So that doesn't feel too bad. I'm at 350 on the temperature. 480 10%. So I'm going to go down on the airflow from 50. I'm at like 25 now. That feels really gentle. We'll go up with the temperature. I'm at 450. Okay. Better the other direction with the air pointing to the CPU. Alright. I can rotate the board around to do that then. Let me do that. Let me focus you in on the microscope. Hang on, let me prep up first and we'll do that. There's our chip. Microscope. You can see that now. So is there a pin 1 indicator before I lift that? Because that's what I was worried about. I think we have actually got a pin 1 indicator. Alexander just subscribed. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Hopefully you will enjoy my videos. I think that's a pin 1 indicator, isn't it? So we know pin 1 will go back there. I think we're good. You need the airflow to transfer. 30% airflow. 10%. Yeah. All I'm thinking is that even with quite a high airflow, it's increasing it more because it's directed into that thin nozzle. I'll just give it a go, see how I get on with that. Where's my tweezers? Alright. Hopefully it doesn't blow out anything on the back of the board. Yeah. More patience or higher temperature. More airflow. Going for it. I'm going to make the temperature higher. I'm a bit higher. Will not blow on anything off the board. Okay. I've gone a little bit more with the airflow then. It's got to come out now. We're in it. Right, it's not liquefying yet. Should be quicker than that. I don't want to keep hitting it. Don't force it, yeah. Flux. Use flux. Oh yeah. Alright, I'll try and use flux to help it off. I just get worried about how long it's taking. I don't want while the motherboard's still in the board. Just wait. The joints will glow. Flux will not do anything. Yeah, I mean I didn't usually use it with soldering. Simultex recommended it. Flux will definitely Ace saying it's helping as well. Keep still. Alright, let's keep it still. Keep it nice and still. We've got flux as well, so if it's going to help, it's going to help. And we're on. Right, I'm directly over it. I won't force it. I'll be patient. I mean, I should see this start liquefying. Problem is when I'm right over it, I can't see it. But that's liquid. So surely that's liquid as well. No. That one is. I'll just circle it around a little bit. I mean, I'm directly on it. Oh, but I put leaded solder on there, didn't I? I forgot. I mixed that with leaded solder. That's probably why that's coming off. Yeah, when I watch other people, it just comes off in like 1 second. Nah, I don't want to force it. I'm trying to be patient with it. I don't know if it's because the nozzle's too small and I'm not as accurate. More airflow. It was almost there. More air, if not. Okay, I'll go more air. It has ground pads. Yeah, that's true. Too cold. Too cold. Moving too much. Okay. It's a ground plane under. Use 480. You have extremely small nozzle. It might be welded to the board. More air. More air, max temp. Okay, let's do it. Right, so I'm at max temp 550 now. I'm going to go more air. I'm at 40. I can feel there's quite a lot there. That's got to get it surely. And I'm going to keep it really still on top of that chip. Right, that's directly on the chip. I'm keeping it as still as I can. This is already melted. Let me check a capacitor nearby. That's not melted. I'm staying in the same place. Let's check it. Not yet, nothing yet. I'm about 1 to 2 centimeters away. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah, we're moving. We're in it. Yeah, we're gone. There is a big ground plane in the middle. Right, I need a safe place to leave that. Where am I leaving that ship? I'll put it over to the side for a minute. Guys, we're off. I'll let that cool down a second and we can take a measurement. I'm going to spin it back round to where I had it before so we can see where we was measuring. Crikey, everything's hot on the laptop. Let me just check, see if I've done any damage on this. Yeah, I'm getting some love hearts. Thanks for that, guys. Symbol tech too much. Turn the heat up. 500. I'm getting everybody telling me different things here. I'm sure somebody told me to put max temperature. And we're saying 550 is too much now. 10mm nozzle. His caps are going to go to the nether area. Dude's going to burn his screen again. Yeah, that's why. You've seen it, testers. I put a burn in the screen. That's why I was saying. Where is that? I'm going to check exactly that. That's where I was working, so let me check the screen there. Right, the screen's not hot, but the laptop's very hot on here. Everything's hot. The metal. Yeah, I don't know why it takes me so long to get him off. I think it's the prolonged heat. If I could just blast it, remove it really quick within a few seconds, that's what I want to do. Gotta love unleaded ESP with ground planes. Yeah. Chris has retracted his message. Sorry, guy, didn't get to read that, Chris, before you retracted it. Oh, well done. Probably you just spelt it wrong. Woohoo, bin, yeah. Stick to cool solder. Stick it on cool solder. Stick it on cool solder. What, the chip that I took off? Coil, bravo, stick it. Thanks, Maz. You're still sticking around. Let me measure it first, because probably like Maz wants to get off now, and we all want to see if that short's gone now. We're going to the current sensor. We're just going for a quick measurement, guys. Current sensor. There we go. Just make sure Yeah, we're still working. Short gone. Oh, you can't see it on the microscope, but you can still see the meter. I'm in the right place. I'll prove it to you as well. Look there. Same place where I was measuring. Infinite resistance. I mean, only in continuity mode. I can go into a 2-wire measurement if we want. A second. Yeah, we're at in the mega ohms. Right, that's it. I'm going to have to go now, guys, anyway. So, let me just switch back to the face cam. I'll order one of those chips up and we'll come back to this on the next stream. Wait, I missed it. Do it again. The board will spread the heat and the board will act like a heat stopper. Larger nozzle is better. Measure the current sensor. Yeah, we've done that. People don't realise how much heat you lose from the nozzle. See if the short's there. It chips on the shoulder, don't lose it. It chips on the coil solder, so don't lose it. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I don't lose it, but it's the broken one anyway. I'm just going to keep it so I can make sure I ordered the right one. Turn up the heat. Oh, Jameer iPhone's just subscribed. Thank you for that. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. Well done, mate. Excellent stream. Thanks, Zola. Thanks for the stream. iSquish, yeah. Thanks, Symboltech. Yeah, get yourself to sleep now. We've proved it. The short's gone, definitely, so we're all good. Thanks for the stream, Car4, yeah. Thanks, mate, for joining. Blind Bodger, appreciate you coming along. Yeah, thanks, Pico. Thanks, Everett Claw, as well. Yeah, it was quite fun. I enjoyed this one. Right, I've got to shoot. Got to get off. See you guys. Appreciate you all.